Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Ostescu, or the Western Coast, because that's much easier to say. I've got Paul with me. Say hello, Paul.
Hello.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
Hi, guys.
Maybe.
Fart in your general direction.
I'm prepared.
Yeah, I've got to admit that is one of the best insults. I love that. Some of their movies are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they're brilliant. They're really brilliant.
Life of Brian and Monty Python
Yeah.
and The Holy Grail.
Yeah.
When I was at uni, some of the people that I lived with were obsessed with those films, and they would watch them at least once a week. And yeah, so kind of saw them quite a lot.
Yeah, I totally get you. And I'm German. That means a lot.
So
I really like the English humor.
yeah, and that's very, very English humor. So
It's British.
yeah. I think the slightly sad thing is that humor like that just can't be made these days.
Oh, it could be made if
it could.
Because it's made with such a brilliance, and this is what lacks these days: the brilliant writers and also the people with intellect to understand it.
Yeah, that's the problem, that people would just find it offensive when it's not meant as offensive. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. Did you ever watch any of the Carry On films?
What are they?
They are usually called something like Carry On, and then like so there's like Carry On Britain, Carry On Khyber.
Oh, is it maybe called in German Little Britain or something like that?
No. Little Britain is something much more modern. These are films probably from about the same sort of era as Monty Python.
You should send me some links. It's
I will.
possible that I saw them, but you know, I'm potato mashed today, so it's.
I will send you some links afterwards. If you haven't, I think you might enjoy them because they're very British humour of that kind of era, of the kind of Monty Python era.
Well, there's one thing that I wouldn't like, that I wouldn't laugh at, is if you, at the slightest touch, those bale steaks there.
Yeah.
So stay away from them.
They're not meant to entice me in.
Stay away from them.
So I have been trusted tonight in the rather nice Xerion 4500 in Fent Green, just to offend as many people as possible.
Why could it offend? It's a Fent.
Because fans of Fent will be upset because it's a glass, and fans of glass will be upset because it's the wrong color.
Yeah, but it's a Fent.
Okay.
It's not offend. It's the word. You know what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah. Sorry, my brain's not particularly sharp tonight either.
So it doesn't matter if it's offend or it's offending.
Yeah. Did you say that you can actually get it in that color in real life?
Yeah, some class folks told me that if you can get it, you can buy it, but after you left the factory, they will close every door for you.
Yeah. And wipe the software off the machine, so you're.
I mean, there are so many terrible colored Xerions and Fens out there.
Yeah.
It's just the individual. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I guess some farm. I don't know. You probably don't watch Ollie Blogs, the UK YouTube guy. He repainted his Fent 9 series in black to look like a Fent Black Beauty.
Oh, how intuitive.
But I I suspect he wanted a Fendt Black Beauty, but he couldn't get one, so he made one.
Oh, okay.
But I suspect there are a lot of farmers that have that capability that paint tractors all sorts of wrong colours.
No, I really tried it. I really wanted to see because the way the spaces are for the colors was very nice to put it on there. So it's not Fendt green on parts where you would say So it looks basically like a factory
It
tractor,
does.
like a
Does
it's
it looks very
and
good.
on the contractor farm, I repainted the Kverneland sprayer, the smaller one, also to matching Fendt.
Okay.
You can hop there if you want to. It's at the contractor farm, right at the front where the sprayers are, where the big silo is. There's the garage. More right, more right, more right.
This end.
No, more right. Yeah, there's in front. Yeah, they're in front. That could be that you. Yeah, you're hopping in the right tractor directly.
Okay. Oh yeah. Actually, that apart from the badges, it looks really good in green, in Fendt green.
Doesn't it? I think too. I think this is also not offensive or something like that. I really like it.
Particularly with it attached to a Fendt, it looks really good.
Yeah, and I made it for that reason because I got the 18 meters, and 36 meters, and so I could really tell this is the small one, this is the other one. I tried it and I liked it, and I will keep it. So.
Yeah, you actually inspired me to think about repainting maybe a Fendt into Deutz colours. Because we don't have any, and I don't think there are any really big Deutz tractors. And I have a farm that is all Deutz tractors at the moment.
There is the Niner series that has 450 horsepower.
Does it go that high?
Yeah.
Because the in-game ones, the normal in-game ones, don't go that high, do they?
Let's have a look.
I thought 450 was a bit cheaty. If it goes that high, then I'll stick with one of those. Because that's one of my favourite tractors.
Sorry, it goes up to 340.
Yeah, that might not be enough.
Not enough?
Not enough.
What the heck are you playing?
Trying to farm the whole map on my own.
So basically what I'm doing always. if you open up the map and press X, you see...
Yep. Yeah. So who have we got in? Finish, Evening, and Hayward, and Gunther, maybe? Not sure on that one. Big Food, Nightcloak, Evening. Yes, I am here for a change properly.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
Thanks.
And Tom, and good luck buying laptops off of Paul. I'm not sure I would trust him to sell me a laptop.
Why? What did I do with the laptop?
I assume I assume he means he's got an Alienware laptop.
Oh.
You being an alien. So.
Now I see it. Yeah.
You really do own most of the map, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, there is one or two fields that are only temporary. The last time we bought them on the Doika contractor farm. This time I bought it on me just to have some creative individual fruits that we can harvest in between.
Is orange Rainer?
Yes.
And green is Modelash, I guess?
Yes.
So really, you've just slowly, squashed all the little farmers with your mega farm.
I mean, I'm the contractor, so...
Yeah. I got the joke, Hayward, don't worry. Expect us both to be a little slow at times today, so...
Yeah.
It's not a judge on your humour, it's a judge on the state of the two of us. Although, actually, at the moment,
If you know mashed potatoes, this is the density of my brain at the moment.
I don't have a headache, which is nice because last night I was in bed in agony by about this time.
Yeah, I don't have headache also, but I'm feeling just yeah,
Yeah.
like a mashed potato.
I completely get that and understand it because it's how I feel quite a lot of the time at the moment.
Yeah, I really don't. I'm very lucky for the last couple of weeks. I really feeling good, but yeah, with the big message, the last days, I really fell back a little bit in a hole. But then I'm trying to get out of it again, and so this year will have a very interesting ending, and next year everything will be fine, and then we're
Yeah.
back to normal or better.
Yeah. I was really disappointed about the Oxbow announcement as well.
Why?
That was a really bad attempt at a joke. I was kind of disappointed by how little equipment is in there, and the fact that we have yet more grape equipment.
But why?
Yeah, that was my question. But why? Why pick a grape harvester out of all of the options that they had for kit that Oxbow make?
Well, oh well.
Why not the really cool looking potato harvester that they have?
Because there are so many potato harvesters already in the game, and there are new comings with the premium, and
There's only
I
one big potato harvester from Giants.
yeah, but look at the mod hub. There are the converted from the 19 from Giants from them.
Yeah.
They released them from Grimmer. So then there is the pulled one. So there's enough options, but for me it's very nice to see Oxbow or Plöger coming into the farm sim a little bit more, because that can possibly mean that next farm sim maybe we get spinach or something like that.
Yeah.
Because now they do the step to the vegetables, and Plöger Oxbow is very well known for spinach and all these vegetable harvesters.
They do a lot of other crops, don't they, to standard ones?
Yeah, and this is why I'm looking a little bit future-wise.
You tend to be much more forward-looking than me on these kind of things. Going through their website, they had so much really cool stuff, and some of it's not really relevant, I guess, because they have harvesters for crops we don't have yet.
And
maybe that's the key point.
You have to really think about they increase the fruit types now.
Yeah.
They put on 3 vegetables. Yeah, for this farm sim. So that means for the next farm sim, they implemented 2 big players on the vegetable harvester side.
True, because what's the brand that's coming with premium?
Yeah.
The harvester brand.
Yeah.
Answers on a postcard, please. Nightcloak will know it.
The Wolf.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, I guess they are positioning themselves for a much wider variety of equipment.
Yeah, and Grimmer bought Asa Lift, and they are also in vegetables. So I would say Giants is playing it very well.
Okay.
For the possibilities that they have, they take many opportunities. I would not say that we do stuff that forces someone into directions, but I would say we inspire people to get in directions.
Encourage. Inspire is a better word, actually.
Yeah. So I would say for the next farm sim, they should even increase the fruit type limit from 64 to 127. Doesn't mean that a map has to have 127 crops, right? It's just for the modders that they can have basically test them and say, okay, we put 50 of them in this map and 50 of them in so that there's not a limit, so that you can really increase if you want to.
Yeah.
That would mean that the whole stuff that we are doing could be plus 30 crops. If you want to do vegetable, you get 30 more vegetables. If you want to do grasslands, you get 30 more grasslands stuff. If you want to, so the variety would be much better, because now the opportunity with the well-built machines from Giants is there. This is why I always wished for the belt harvesters. I said, well, that would be very nice if Giants would bring belt harvesters for the carrots, because this is something that we can't build.
Yeah.
But we would need it to implement more new crops, and now we can.
Yeah,
so I'm wild guessing a lot, but 99% of the time I'm guessing right.
Yeah. They're implementing the functions that are needed for much wider variety of things. And I guess once Giants have implemented the functions, it's much easier for other people to make use of them.
Yeah, and if the old consoles are gone, we are basically for console at the level that we are now at PC.
Yeah.
So that means there's a lot to do. There's a lot possible. There's a lot of inspiration. There's a lot of interest. And I mean, if you always reduce your farm sim to being American heavy, being European heavy, being Asian heavy, if you have the possibilities and not the restrictions in the game that you can do, you can make a base farm sim with 40 crops. Then you can do an American DLC where you put on 20 crops American style. Then you could do an Asian one, and the modders can put the maps together with all that they want to. So if you have the possibility in the engine, in the game, and this is very clever to do so, in my opinion, because one thing is the DLC, but the bigger part is also the modding community.
Yeah, because modders, but once they've got the option to do more, particularly for all platforms, they're likely to invest more time in it.
Bigfoot, knowing Paul and EFA, even with 127 fruit types, it would be only question of time until they hit that limit again. Yeah, it's. I mean,
how many have we got in here?
Not much.
Okay.
Only 40 or so.
Okay. What's the plan for Terra Life? Is it still about 40 extra?
Not sure. We have over 70 at the moment. But you have so Bigfoot. You always have to keep in mind, if you put all in one map, it would be clusterfuck. You don't have to do that, because if you really want to make a themed map, you want as many options as possible. So I would say, let alone 20 to 30 fruits are not like back in the days, the strawberries harvested by Homer and all that stuff. No, they are cover crops, they are grass types, food stuff, then some deco foliages that we made regrowable. So the list is very, very fast growing with not some exotic stuff. It's just stuff that makes the immersiveness of the game much better. Yeah, if you have, for example, if you have 4 deco foliages and you mow them and then don't grow back, it's you're mowing the map and it's empty. You're mulching the map and it's empty. So you make those growable. So 4 decos are just taking space off fruit types, because you need to make them as a fruit type that is regrowable. So it's very, very easy to get with the fruits and stuff that you have, get this amount of 64 crops already fulfilled. And then with our Terra Life, with the greenings, there is so much, because there are not so many new fruits that we bring. If I take a look at this map,
and this is one of the new growable deco foliages, isn't it? By the house.
That's a greening.
Okay.
It's just paintable for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have we have summer wheat, winter wheat, summer barley, winter barley. Those are already 4 out of 2 that Giants has. So we doubled that.
Yep.
Then there's oat, spelt, triticale, rye. Then the sorghum that Giants has, and silage sorghum from us. Then the corn or the maize as corn and as silage. Then potatoes. We got now some early potatoes and some industrial potatoes. Then you got the sugar beet and you get the fodder beet. Then we have 2 carrots. The one that we have that will be the industrial carrots. Then the one that is coming with the DLC. Then you got onions, sunflower, canola, linseed, soybean, white lupine, alfalfa, clover grass, meadow, pasture grass, horse grass, field grass,
Herb grass.
herb grass. Then you got the greenings. I think we have 10 or 12 greenings.
Yes,
We
it's-
got mustard, oilseed radish. Then the ones that are in the game, like I don't know the word for pappe, the trees that you can
Poplar.
poplar. Then the vineyard, the olives, the miscanthus that we have. So it's very fast up to the 64 without having any exotic stuff in there. And it's only an option. So you never grow all of the crops at the same time on a map. So having 127 would mean you can pick out of a pool of 127 crops for each map. I would say 50 crops. And not even those will all be planted, just to have them. So it's very, very it would be a clever solution to have the possibility to get more.
And you could make maps much more regional, so that not
Yeah.
every map has just the same 10 or 15 crops on it, because that's all that's in there. Every map could be much more focused on, in this area they mostly grow winter wheat, for example, instead of spring wheat, that kind of thing.
And for Giants, it would open up a lot of possibilities, because I'm not sure if it is the way I think it is, but in the past, Giants couldn't increase the crops that much because they had to think of the modders also. So if they would have put in 31 crops,
There was no room for mappers to go up.
And with them having coded so deep that you couldn't remove them, as it was with cotton and that stuff, it basically destroys the modding possibility. Now, the more crops you have, or the higher the limit is, if there is a limit at all needed, maybe for console stuff that they need to keep space for certain things, I don't know. But having the possibility to do so, they can react also much faster. So if you have like Plöger, if they say, hey, we want to have spinach in the game, they don't have to rewrite the whole engine. They just can put it with the DLC, with the new map into the game. It would be very easy, because there's enough space. And that's I would say that is a very clever way to do so.
Yeah, you don't. I think the thing that I think that people tend to think that if the limit's 128, you have to have 128 fruits from the start. Whereas actually what you're really trying to do is include headroom in the engine on particularly consoles, so that people can grow into that space over time without changing the game.
Just take a look. They increased the fruit type limit for us to 64. How many maps are actually at the moment over 32?
How many?
I guess none.
I guess
none.
Yeah. How many maps are actually over the base game crops?
Not
many.
And why? I mean, I don't want to start a fight here, but the maps that have most maps that have Clover and the stuff in there now, they have taken it from us from FS19. You see the difference in the textures. Texture making in FS22 is much harder. There's only a handful of guys that can actually do it. And so if you want to play quality, if you want to have quality, it all falls back to a couple of teams that can do so. So that means there is no flood of 127 fruit maps.
And
anyway,
from what you said, there are a lot more steps and files needed to create new textures in 22 compared to 19.
Yeah, and with the fruits, there comes also other stuff. It's a high type limit. Then there is a limit for distance textures at 255 at the moment. So 255 distance textures sounds a lot, but actually it isn't. Just say 64 fruits. You have different growth stages. You have different high types on the ground. So just multiply it by 4 and you are already there. Yeah, so it's really that doesn't mean that that if the limit is gone, doesn't mean that you have to display 300 distant textures at one time. It's just if you can't implement it, you need you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to do.
You need to have if base game uses everything, there's no room for modders to grow without having to do things to break the game, and most modding teams can't do that, and if you do that, it's never going to end up on console, and most modders want their stuff to go on console.
Yeah, it's like your girlfriend or wife asks you to bring her a kebab too. And you say, but I can't eat 2 kebabs. And she says, but you have 2 arms, you can carry 2. Yeah, so you don't have to eat it, but you can carry it. And this is that the game can carry this amount of or this volume of stuff. It doesn't have to display it. It's just, and this is a very, very big topic. And I understand that there are certain things I didn't know for decades or for at least for the last years on how it works. But they have to reserve space for certain things, like the way it is counted, bit bytes, whatever, blah 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 blah. It's always multiplying, and then they have to reserve this workspace or this RAM for that. And that is the problem with the consoles at the moment, because they don't have the space to. At the PC, it says, okay, yeah, you want 2 gigabyte memory saved? No problem, we can do it. I've got 64. Why not? At the console, there's this limit, and it doesn't work that way. And so there are certain things that we ran into that we just have to not to agree, to agree to, but that we have to accept that we cannot change it yet, even if it is only for PC what we are doing. But for example, precision farming, the sizes of the densities that they have, the file sizes,
and
the file sizes, they cannot increase it because 2000 by 2000 is not possible for the smaller consoles. So we have to accept that. It's no problem. We can work around it. Just knowing that it is not possible because of is better than not knowing why the limit is there. And you're thinking the whole time, wow. So now we learned a lot on what we have to look for in stuff, that we cannot increase endlessly stuff, that you cannot get rid of limits endlessly, so that there's actually a reason why they are there. Sometimes they are not necessary anymore, but sometimes they are really necessary. And as long as the old consoles are there are a lot of reasons and restrictions that we have to try to work around. So basically that we say, okay, we check, is it a console? No, you're a PC. Okay, then lift it up.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, we don't do on old consoles anyways, but so we can work around, and it's very, very hard to do so, but we do so.
Yeah, but anything that's giants, all platforms things we can't get changed in an unlimited fashion.
MP, sorry I cannot answer that to you because we are still on the first version of the Ostseeküste. It is heavily modified by us with our Terralife Alpha stuff. We don't have to do anything with the modder of this map. We just use this as a carry vehicle, as a base to test our stuff. So I don't know. Does he have now field grass and rye in it? Hey. Let's have a look. I guess we have we have it from the beginning. Yeah, rye, field grass. No, I don't know really.
Yeah, I get all of the stuff that we're talking about in here. We don't have a date for, but follow along as we do these, and as it becomes clearer and closer, you'll probably be able to work it out.
What do you mean?
If you meant the field grass and rye from what we were talking about.
No, he was the update from the Ostseeküste has now field grass
Okay.
and rye.
Okay.
There's an update. So, but I don't know what the update is because I don't care because we don't update the Ostseeküste from takers because our Ostseeküste is based on the version 1. We basically got rid of all the bugs and stuff and increased or put our stuff in. So I don't care and I don't know which update happened. I mean, I know that there was an update now, but I didn't see it because I'm not interested in it because you cannot put it in the this update here because we had to rewrite the whole map then. Yeah. So this is what I'm just trying to say. I say, yeah, we have rye and fieldgrass in here too, but it's our stuff and has nothing to do with the taker stuff.
Any comment on the other question?
Which one?
From Big Food.
Yeah, it was because of us. I asked on FarmCon for it. We needed help because we have new animal models and you could only display 8 different animal models in a husbandry. That means you could have 8 different cow types that they had because it was basically all the same size and all the same model, just with different textures on it. But we have for each subtype 8 different models. We have young calf, heifer, and cow. And then we have the same for the male ones. So we have for each subtype 8. That means you can only have 8 Holstein cows with the old system. Yeah, because it is already fulfilled with for female and for male. So we needed more that we can bring in our new races that we have. So I asked if there is a possibility that we can increase it, and yeah, that's basically the maximum amount that you can do at the moment. So yes, it was because of us.
Blame Paul. I often wonder what people think when they see those really slightly random comments at the bottom of the patch notes. It's like, oh, and by the way, we just changed this random limit.
I'm so happy and thankful towards Giants for listening to the community. I mean, it's not that they only listen to us, so please don't get that wrong. Yeah, we're not their personal best friends or something. It's just what I'm always saying. If you have good arguments and good examples on why something might be or could be changed, they listen and they check. But if you always rant on forums on how bad Giants is and stuff like that, and this is no productive working together. So yeah. I can only advise you guys use the proper channels to communicate with Giants. They do listen, and they do take a look, and if it makes sense, then and don't get angry if something is not happening, because the good thing at the moment, we know some things that you can change, that don't mean that at the other end of the game something falls off. Sometimes people have wishes that would mean a total change of the game, so you cannot make those changes in a short notice. You have to wait for maybe the next game, and people get angry about it. It's like when we present our 100 or 200 or 300 new features. The guy who asked for the 301st feature, why isn't the
Yep.
yeah?
Yep.
This is exactly on how it not works. You have to have a basis where it is running. You have to know your shit, so to say, and when the basic is done, then you can go higher. And people expect giants to just waiting for people to commit for wishes, and that they would immediately make them work. They can't. They listen, they take notes, and they see when in the lifetime of the existing farm sim or the new farm sim it is possible, or it is matching with stuff that they want to do anyways. So I can only say Giants is really, 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 really listening, and is open for reasonable feedback.
And I think also the support of the community helps as well. It's not just that you're sat here going, I want to make this thing for the game because I want to play this way. It's if giants hear from different bits of the community that they really, really like what they're seeing in Terra Life, that giants are justified in investing what is for them to change things in the game costs giants money.
I wouldn't go that. I wouldn't really go that far. I don't see us as so important, so to say, that the stuff that we are doing is changing any company directions. I would say, and this is what I'm always praying like a mantra, is the way you approach someone is much more important than with what you are approaching him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And this, I mean, even if you are approaching very, very kindly and you get a no, don't switch on them, don't hit on them. It just respect the answer. At least you got an answer.
Yeah.
Right. So because they are not sitting there and waiting for people making any suggestions. Yes, they are listening to what people want, sure, is a part of it. But if you want something really personal to change, start with approaching them like a normal human being would do.
I don't get that. The number of people that, and maybe they do talk to real people like that, but if you were having a face-to-face conversation with someone, I don't think generally your first reaction would be to instantly escalate to conflict. But
A lot of them do, yeah.
Yeah, but it seems with things like this, as soon as they get something that's not the exact answer they want, things escalate rapidly to, the equivalent of standing shouting at them in the street.
Yeah, and but this is the internet. This is where you are anonymous.
Yep.
For you aren't that much as you think you are, but at a certain amount you are. But I don't know. It was never my. I've been raised right. I hope. I think. I guess.
You seem to have been.
So this is yeah, I don't know.
I agree completely. It's and let's be honest, if they are submitting mods to Mod Hub, giants probably know exactly who they are.
Best example, don't think that they like me. Giants doesn't like me. we are no friends or whatever. I mean, I love Lars, and I love some of the other guys too. But in general, we are not the Giants' favorite or something like that. It's all based on the way how you approach people,
Yeah.
and that you are reflected enough to know that if they say no, it's impossible. No, we can't do that. Or if they say, we take a look at it, maybe that you don't go and spread the news already. I talked, yeah, and they will. No, just keep the answer for you and just keep it by yourself. If you're not happy with the answer you get, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Or carry on the conversation with them as a normal
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah, true.
You know,
No, so
or run to Facebook and complain.
yeah,
That's bound to get Giants to change their mind.
yeah.
I don't, and not even
You have to clarify this because so many people will think it is the truth.
I don't think ever in any situation, not even involving out in the real world, running to Facebook to rant is never going to change anyone's opinion of you and give you a different answer.
Yeah,
In work, in life, in friendships, whatever.
I mean, um, it's like the meme where someone runs up to a unknown person in the street and tells them that when he was 6 years old, he ate a bug.
Yeah.
And then then the person turns around and says, "Why are you telling me this?" Yeah, because when I was a child, there was no Facebook, so I have to tell it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
now, right? Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's really
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm so glad I grew up without things like Facebook.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and even without a handycam. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was probably the I'm kind of on the edge of that transition. As I finished university, I had a mobile phone, but it didn't have a camera built into it. So if you wanted to take pictures, you had to have a proper camera. But I don't think it's many years after that changed. And yeah, I wouldn't want to be reliving the next morning, the night before every morning.
I mean, to fall back a little bit on the topic, in the topic, with Giants, we all have the great opportunity that we have actually people working there and people leading the company that are really interested in the game.
Mm.
So they are really they really love what they do, and they are into the game. So just be sure that they listen, and that I mean the amount of fame or how is it called, success that they have with the game is because they see also that the whole package from users, modders, employees, and all that is really working out, and so they always have been one of the closest companies to their communities.
Yeah, I
But
think.
they are also human, so please.
Yeah, and they take holidays and they don't work weekends and they stop work at the end of the day. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other gaming communities that I've been involved in, and there aren't really many. But I think of the main one that I was loosely involved in, not that many people who worked on the game actively played it. And it was quite obvious that they didn't, because they didn't understand the game they were delivering particularly well.
Mm.
And you can maybe understand that if if you work 9 till 5 coding and developing and drawing for this game, you might not want to go home and play it. But I think if you don't play it, you don't understand it.
Yeah, but some people do. But even with us, I mean, come on, you're and I mean it with a really positive. You're a farm sim junkie.
Oh yeah, totally.
No, yeah, because the amount of videos that you do means there is a certain amount of playtime that you have, and that means you really get the game. But take me as an example. I'm only playing the game when we're streaming, and this is mostly testing. So that means I don't get that much of the regular vanilla gameplay.
Yeah.
If I had to give support, that happened to me the last time where I wanted to give support on Maze Plus, and I had to rethink on how Maze Plus works because with Terra Life, I'm on another mindset at the moment, right? So now imagine someone working at Giants, being always 2 steps, 3 steps ahead with maybe the next farm sim already. They might also play the game a little bit, but they can't be that involved into the game as you are.
Yeah.
They don't know, they can't know all the shiny bits and pieces. So if you try to get something of them, you have to explain them. You have to be a decent human being with whole sense-making sentences and not being a diva. And if all that works out, they will look into it. But without doing that, it always starts with you. It's not starting with the game, it starts with you. And most people are not that reflective to really know.
Yeah. Pretty much every time I've had problems with stuff that I've, mods or whatever that I've done, I say this far too often, having a conversation with Giants has generally come to a good resolution. And the number of, this conversation always ends up in the same place. The number of other people that rant first and don't have a conversation with Giants is kind of frustrating. But
it is.
I don't think we'll ever change people. So I think all we can do is try and encourage those that listen to.
But remember when we met, or remember Achim Mobil and me meeting? You guys had problems with Giants, with ModHub.
I used to come to you,
and it was
and
it was such a simple thing that I told you guys is talk to them.
Yeah.
Don't receive mod has failed and do a rant. Don't do it on Facebook. Don't maybe switch the PC off if you're very angry. Switch the PC off. Have a glass of wine, milk, cigarette, whatever. Sleep a night over it, and then read it again, and then answer or ask what you can change to make it happen. In a normal way, people talk to each other. And what happened? What happened?
Yeah, the taking a break is the best advice. And I said I've always ended up with a good resolution. One of I think it was like the second or third mod that I submitted, Giants responded after waiting 2 weeks for it to be tested. Giants' response was, "This is too simple. We can't test it." And it's like the level of frustration was pretty high, having waited 2 weeks. But what actually ended up being released was significantly better.
Yeah, and what also a lot of people don't understand is they have a lot of testers. Not all testers, and I don't want to offend any of them, so please don't get it wrong. Not all testers are this top high modder player, knowing everything, whatever testers. They just test. They go after simple guidelines. And if there something occurs, they write the issue report, and then it is sent back to you.
Yeah.
And then if you answer, it's always landing at Mr. Marcel's table.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know anything of he only sees, okay, mod has failed. He didn't see the conversation or something. And if you approach in the first attempt Mr. Marcel by, "Hey, you asshole, what is going on? I'm the biggest beta modder, whatever, blah, 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 blah," well, that is also not the best approach. But if you say, "Hey, I got this issue report back from your tester, what can we do about it?"
Yeah.
It's quite simple, easy. and maybe say hello and say kind regards. It doesn't cost you anything. But if you're sitting in an office and you're reading always the emails with, blah, 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 blah," yeah, I mean, what's the paper basket for?
Yeah.
It's even on your desktop, right?
Yeah.
So, and
Even Pete, I tended to once I'd, reined in the frustration. I tend to write things to giants now as if I'm writing something for work. And if I wouldn't put it in an email that I would write for work, I shouldn't be putting it in an email to another company.
yeah.
So that's kind of how I try and do that with a lot more things around this, where so it doesn't always work. Sometimes my frustration slips through with some things, but it's generally a much smoother path.
You always should think about, would I write to a friend the way that I wrote this?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be to a loved one, just to a friend.
Yeah.
Would you write to a friend that, because I'm attending to be friendly to people always, mostly also in the second attempt, if they offended me, I'm trying to stay very very friendly, but just starting by writing a friendly note and by can you actually tell me what I have to change? What did I do wrong? Because it does not explicitly say what is wrong. It's just said it's too simple. So what can we do?
Yeah.
And then they give you opportunities. They give you possibilities to do so. If they don't, yeah, that would be that you maybe Mr. Marcel is on holidays and you receive from someone else.
Yeah, and I wouldn't reply necessarily as I would reply to a friend, because that would get lost in translation between English humor and European humor.
I wanted to say reply like you would reply to a drinking buddy, but then I thought British. No, don't.
Yeah, no. Do you want me to do the headlands on this field as well?
No, you don't need to.
Okay.
You can. But if you want to.
Okay. It's a nice, easy job.
Yeah, it is. And then you can do the field on the other side.
Okay.
I mean, to your back, the canola field.
17.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Yep. No problem. This is a job that I can handle. Just about.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
And if you're not doing it right,
I fart in your general direction.
Oh, you probably need to be doing that then. You have to remember that I can't remember the phrase Kartek said this morning when I was chatting to him. I can't remember, and he's not here because he's on holiday at the moment, so I don't think he's here. So it was a very good description of people like me and him who pretend to know what we're doing when we're sat in a fake tractor.
Hey, let's get to the elephant in the room from last stream. The topic: tire changing.
Okay.
Because only the people in your Discord saw the pictures that I posted.
Yep.
So, what's your take on it?
So my experience is vast and knowledgeable, and based on watching YouTube. I think in the UK, tire changing is much less frequent.
No, I didn't mean if it's frequently done, or because it was special. I got offended personally because that what I said was bollocks. People said
we
my response
spoke about it in the stream that whatever someone says is the way that they do it, someone else will say, no, that's how I did it.
Correct, but I didn't say that's the way you have to do it. I just I just said we did no. So I explained it,
Yeah.
and people said that's bullshit. That's not. It's not cost worthy. No one would do it because if I say we did it that way, there are always people that say no one does it. It's sorry for the Americans, but a lot of Americans with the feeding and all that stuff. No one does the feeding like you do. I know so many farms. All of the farms, they know 3 farms or something. All of the farms do it differently. Or hay tedding. Hay doesn't get tedded 3 times. We mow it and then we bale it. So this is this way of approaching stuff is exactly the same way, because this is why I came to this topic. Is exactly the same way they react on
I think
ModHub.
I think what and Pete's here, so he might end up defending himself. I got quite frustrated as well, and I think the
No, Pete didn't say.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
Pete, no.
No,
he didn't.
Pete was one of the ones conversing, so
Yes, but he didn't. He didn't. He also said, well, but it's possible that he didn't say that what you are doing is bullshit. He just said, well, I never seen that. He gave a very straight and good answer. So he didn't say that. I don't want to name and shame someone who did. So this is why Pete. But Pete wasn't it.
So I was kind of the view on that one that everyone, I need to make sure I avoid those big stacks of bales. Everyone does it differently, and some people will say it's not possible that it's done that way, and some people will then post pictures that show yes, it is done that way. And people on the internet say things, and I'm sure that it did frustrate you because it's based on your real experience, and people seem to forget that you actually have most of a lifetime of experience doing real farming.
It frustrated me in the context of the Terra Life soil compaction and tire pressure. This is this. I mean, it's one thing that people say nobody does or whatever. It comes or it becomes the same conclusion that exactly this is the reason why we have this compacted grounds. Because people don't think about it. And I wanted to give an example that we do it in an extreme way. I mean, it's not that we are every week changing 3 types of tires. It is not that way. As I just said, we change over the year, I think 8 times the tires on different machines, and the reason is therefore. And we didn't have tire pressure, so we have to pump up the rim, the tire when we go to the field. Then we do it with less pressure on the field, and in the evening we pump it up. But even we have wider tires, even then, even with this, and the institutions that are making tests and all that stuff, they show that wider tires with lesser tire pressure decreases the soil compaction. And all that we want to do with Terra Life is to show you on how it works. That means that if you don't have a tire pressure system on your tractor, that you can use a compressor and decrease the amount of pressure in the wheel, and then you will have lesser tire pressure or soil compaction. And that was the whole topic. But me then getting told that I'm an idiot, that I don't know what I'm talking about. That was what really frustrated me. This not listening, just judging, right?
Yeah.
Because I know the best. And I didn't say you have to do. I just said this is what happens if you don't do.
And there are options. There are many options. Not to try and push you away from the topic, but it does lead into a really good question that I had from when I was chatting to Kartik earlier.
Yeah.
He saw I think it was a big Caterpillar 2-track working in a field near where he lives, where they were they had a big I think it was essentially a big two-pronged subsoiler that they were running. He thought they were just running it through the tram lines to break up soil compaction.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
It was back in the days where people just decompacted the tram lines.
Yeah.
But I would say if this is a very big tractor, a very big farm, and they have a tractor with tracks, I would say they might be even doing control traffic farming. So that means that they only have those tram lines driven over anyways.
Yeah.
One thing, it would make sense if they only have those tram lines that they lighten them or decrease them. But on the other hand, normally if you have those tram lines in control traffic farming, you do not decompact them.
Okay.
So it's both possible. And back in the days where it was not so common with these 5-spoke subsoilers, we had one harrow, and we had to go twice over the tram lines for each one. Then there were 2 that were directly behind the wheels, and we only did those. And then we started to doing diagonal over the field. We did it back in the days also. So there are so many possibilities. You really have to ask, why are you doing this?
It surprised me actually that the bigger, not the biggest, but the bigger 2-track tractors are fairly common in the UK. I think it's because we have quite heavy soil in some areas. So where I live, the farm that I live near, they tend to use implements that are probably about 6 meters wide, but they have a Fendt MT that they run most of them with because the soil is very clayey.
Yeah, it's clay, and you are, I would say, known for your often sunshiny summer. So the combination from clay and water makes it even harder. So they are very good, but they are also expensive. But I see them a lot too in the videos. I mean, you have to differ between the farms that do more crops and the farms that have more greenland, more grassland. But you see the impact on both of them a lot. So I see a lot of them having very wide tires on the grasslands. But the problem, in my opinion, is Britain or the UK and Ireland and Scotland, all of them, they didn't grow with the size of the tractors. You allow wider sizes, but the narrow roads with the hedges, and so there's, I think there is a better. This is why these caterpillars are much better, because they are smaller or not that wide, but they have much more ground where they stand on.
I mean,
but on grassland it's hard.
That tract, so it's pretty much all like wheat and canola and things like that. They grow potatoes, but that tractor does not fit down some of their farm tracks, and it kind of the whole thing is wide enough, but the road bed that they have is not wide enough, so you can see where it's driven down sometimes because it's crushed to the edge. We are not at all designed for things that big.
What Jan Du says is also true. Only wider tires don't help that much. If you have wider tires, you also need to decrease the tire pressure, because only then the tire gets very long. Wider tires only mean it's more in the width. Yes, it makes a little bit of a difference, but if you have wide tires and you really flatten them down to 0.8 or 0.7 bar pressure, you have a very long and very wide tire that is contacting the ground.
That makes sense. Thinking back when I used to ride a motorbike, and they would always talk about the size of the contact patch on the ground of motorcycle tires, and it was always narrow and long. And I guess it's essentially the same thing with a tractor tire, but on a bigger scale. And by reducing the air pressure, you make the longer bit longer, and that has a bigger effect.
Oh, I don't know PSI. I'm not. Can you convert it to?
No, I can't. That's PSI is a good unit. Makes sense. Pounds per square inch.
Yeah.
Freedom units. That is one of the non-metric units that I still work in. I still work in PSI.
Holy moly.
There we go. So 3 times 0.069. So what's that? 3. So about 0.21 bar.
Oh, that's very. Oh no, wait, it's a 0.0.
Yeah.
I think. Are you sure?
I'm not. I'm just doing rough. I'm doing point.
No, I meant Humvee. If
Yeah.
Humvee is.
I'm doing 0.07 times 3, which is about, yeah.
So 3 psi, 0.21 bar is not. No, Pete. 0.21 bar, you cannot drive with it anymore, because your rims would contact the ground. Nope.
He has done real world farming, so
Yeah. But 0.21. There is nothing happening with the tire.
yeah.
Then your rims are going through the rubber of the tire and contacting the ground. You would kill every tire.
I have no idea. So
If you have zero, I mean, I think even in the in the shed, in the axle shed, there is for Michelin, or so there are the carry loadeds, the carry loads that you can have with a certain amount of pressure, right? I think they don't even go that deep. Yeah, 10 psi. That would be more than.
so what kind of tire pressure would you be running when you were doing things in the field?
Basically what Humvee says, or
Okay.
so 0.6 to 0.8 bar. That means this is where the load carriage is still enough with the work speed that you have, because it decreases the faster you go, the more it decreases, right?
Yeah.
So wait, give me a second. Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Correct. On the harvester, on the combine harvester, there is we have the 800 tires, the wide ones. We cannot go below 1 bar, because otherwise the load capacity of the tire itself wouldn't work anymore. So it cannot go to 0.8 or 0.7, because the weight is too high on it. It needs
Is
this
that
carry.
just the weight of the harvester?
When you have the grain
Yeah. Okay.
in it, because most of the weight is weighted on the front axle on a harvester, and this is why the tracks are so much better on a harvester.
Because you're spreading the load a lot more.
Yeah. So 0.1 bar is, I think it would not be enough to make the inner tire stable enough to make you float on a sea, on a lake.
Okay.
I think this is basically nothing.
Yeah.
It's possible that you have it on a dragster, because if you spin and wrap it up a little bit, that the temperature increases the inner pressure, that you start with this amount. Yeah, you see the tires at the dragster strips.
Yeah.
Very flattened, but not for farming machinery.
With controlled traffic farming, would you generally try and match the width of everything?
Mm-hmm.
So would you? So let's say you had a 12-meter seeder. What size of sprayer and combine header and things would you have?
A second. Strawberry cake. Sorry. I mean, there are two or maybe more approaches on that topic. We could do it like Michael Horsch would say it, but I don't because he's too extreme in the other side. I would say make it fit the way you can achieve or approach or pay it.
Hmm.
If you have a 12-meter seeder, you could go for a 36-meter sprayer. You could go for a 12-meter combine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would fit nicely. There are people who have 6-meter seeders and also go on the 36-meter because they have a 12-meter combine.
Yep.
So where you make it fit the most in one track would make sense. But if it ruins your farm because you have a class dominator 9.8 and have only 40 hectares of fields, and they are 20 different fields, and the 36-meter sprayer would cost more than your whole farm building.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was just kind of a general example of how it would work, because I'm kind of thinking about it a lot, having, starting to think about how compaction is going to work and how I would do things to make best use of everything.
So I think the most important thing on controlled traffic farming is not the way the industry shows it to you, but switching your little switch in the head to not driving like an idiot cross over your field would help already.
Yeah, that's a real big change for me.
Controlled traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is, most of them think, you have to have a 36-meter sprayer, 12-meter seeder, and all. Yeah, so would be nice, but if you start or if you stop going using your grassland behind the farm as a car park, or
a shortcut to get to another field, or
as your Sunday drift parkour or something like that. So it's really important that your mindset is first set.
That's the thing that I'm already trying to change, because I am someone who will take a shortcut across a field if it's empty. I know. And that needs to change.
That was something you asked me.
So,
with the soil compaction, can I not use anyone? No.
Yeah. It's going to completely change how I do things, I think. And
and if you do so, if you use it as a shortcut, take the same path over and over again.
Yeah, but everyone will see, because there'll be a big line through the compaction map.
Yeah, but your worms, your earthworms, will be happy because it's only this line.
Yeah. Evening, so Rainer and Susanna.
Hey, Rainer, will you join too? I'm in need.
He needs help. He needs rescuing.
I'm in the need for speed. No.
Yeah, and I think I'm basing it mostly on seeing things on the internet. As Pete said, I think a lot of people here, where they can, have gone to tracks on combines. I think tracks on tractors is rarer, except for the examples that I just mentioned a little while ago, that I'm seeing, that there are within the area that I live, there are at least 2 farms that have fairly big 2-track tractors, and then as Kartek was saying about he had the Challenger that was working in the field, and he had a quad track drive past him, and that, as you were saying about our roads not growing, that was using the entire 2-lane road apparently. So We are
You know
not
what?
designed for that.
I mean, there's a general problem with humanity, anyways.
This is going to
But
get deep very quickly.
but farmers in general, it fits on everybody. But for farmers, it is very, very hard to take if you say what you're doing is wrong.
Mm.
If you say what you're doing is not optimal, is as you would say what you're doing is wrong.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so
Huge.
people take it personal.
Yep.
Then they are very used to, yeah, but my father, grandfather, my elderly, yeah, they did it when we had the castle. We
That's
threw
not
the stones.
that's not just in farming. That's in almost every industry.
Yeah, no, this is what
Yeah.
I said it before, but I wanted to make it now for the farms especially.
Yeah.
So that means if you have something to show, you have to prove it. Yeah?
Yeah.
But what can you prove if the person you want to show something better is not willing to learn, to watch, or to reflect himself that he might be doing stuff not right?
Yeah.
So
And-
it's very hard.
And I
And
think
this is why we do with Terra Life, also with Maze Plus already, we gave options. But people always got offended and they thought we have to do. They say we have to, you must.
Yeah.
No. Fucking get over it.
and if you don't like
it's-
it, change it.
It's like this is what I meant with the tire changing. We had I don't know how it is called in English. I tried to describe it. You know coal, right?
Yep.
Coal. And there is this black coal, cokes, whatever.
Yep.
And there's this brownish coal that is in open mines harvested here in Germany with the very big, large excavators. Did you see it sometimes, or?
I think we have the same over here.
Yeah, so these lands afterwards they get filled. Sometimes it's a lake. Sometimes they get refilled and recultivated. They got filled up with stuff. Then they put the soil with water into it. They flood it and let it sink. And then they cultivate it with Phacelia or Lucerne, alfalfa, and stuff. And then it still belongs to the company, to RWE, the big, or Eon is it called, I think now.
Yep.
And then they sell it or give the re-ownership back to the people who belong to farmers.
Yeah.
And in the 90s, 80s and 90s, we had a lot around here. You had only a chance to get this land if you were relocated from another mine, and only if you used 800 centimeter wide tires, and you didn't plow on the plowing soil on the not soil. What is the bottom of the furrow?
Not sure.
Yeah, but you were not allowed to drive on the bottom of the plowing furrow. You had to drive on land, or at least put half of the soil into the furrow so that you were halfway through. Yeah, that you didn't do the compaction. And this is here a lot. So we had very early on this high pressure on the farmers to get wider tires, to think about soil compaction and all that stuff. And this is why I have so much experience with it, because I grew up with it. And it was always a talking point. But only 50 kilometers in another direction, who have never seen, I mean, they heard of it, but they have never seen this new lands and all that stuff.
Yeah, I
They do everything with the tram, with the care wheels, and they don't care, to say. Yeah, so
I guess with that reclaimed land, if you don't worry about compaction, you end up with lots of it being sort of sinking and settling into the big hole.
it's very clay land.
Yeah.
It's minute grounds, so to say. If it's raining, after an hour you can't go on it
Yep.
anymore, and it needs a week to dry up.
Yep.
If you have old land, it rains, you stop for 2 hours, and then you can go back onto it.
Yeah.
It's quite a difference, and so it's really it's smeary. It can it's
Yeah.
you can, and a lot. It's not much of organic material in there. It doesn't have all the roots going down, so the water cannot come up,
Yeah.
and it can't go down. So it's really, you have to work to make it better.
Yeah.
But the talk goes, the tracks rumble when driving, and this will also compact the soil because the soil is shaking, and also when you're pulling heavy equipment in grassy soil, the track spins. Yeah, there's a truth to all of it, Jan Duve. The biggest mantra on this topic is, if you imagine, when is soil work the worst? It doesn't matter which implement you use, or which wheel or tire pressure you use, but there's one thing that is bad, always bad: going on a land when it's wet and the wrong condition. So if you are on dry land, and the little bits on the headland, when you go around, the mechanics are so intuitive now, by steering the inner and the outer track, that you really can't see that much of a compaction. You cannot measure that much of a compaction on the headlands with the tracks, more than with the normal tractor. If you do it right. Of course, if you smear it, if it's very wet and you smear, then you have much more compaction. And on very loose ground, like on a bunker silo, yes, the tracks will compact it better because of the shaking, but that loosened ground you don't have at the headlands. I'm not sure if so. This is why you are doing the English streams, Disturb, because two non-native English speakers try to explain to each other what we're trying to say.
The complexities of different farming mechanisms. But it at least means you can concentrate on doing that rather than trying to do everything else. And I find all this stuff really interesting. The kind of the details of why and what it means and what the effect is, because you don't get that in game. You know, you don't feel any of it, for example. So I wouldn't know that tracks feel different to tires, because they feel exactly the same to me because I'm still sat in the same chair.
Yeah, and for us it is now very hard to fucking traffic. For us it's now very hard to get the feeling, and the penalty
Penalty?
penalties
Penalty.
again, for wrongdoing. So that means we can also only show that you have these or that effects, or negative impacts on your field. That means that we have to make like a bonus malus system or something, or you have to decrease the yield. And people will say, yeah, but there's this one time in new moon in the thirds of where this wouldn't happen. Yes,
Yeah.
sure. We can't cater everything, but we try to show you a direction.
Yeah.
With this. So yes, there will be, for some it will be too extreme, for others it will be not extreme enough. But it is just to show, to have the opportunity to show different effects on the soil. And if it's wet and you have small tires with high tire pressure, it is not good for your soil. So that's the basic saying of it. And if you have wider tires with lesser tire pressure, it is better. If you have tracks, it will be good. And this one thing where it might be a little bit wetter, and the tracks would make more destruction on the headlands than a tire would be. Yeah, so be it. This is the one case we cannot show then, because the amount of scripting is already unbelievable behind all this stuff.
So what you're saying to me is I have to do everything with huge triples on.
No. What I'm saying is just fucking listen to what I'm saying. No, it's the same. It's the same with the destruction of the grasslands.
Yeah.
If we want to have this feature in there to showcase, you destroy your grassland if you go on a little bit too wet, a little bit too fast. Yeah. Yes, there will be 10 times out of 20, it will be exactly like the way it would be in real life. And 10 times it's maybe not enough destruction or too much destruction, but it's a game. You cannot make it like real life. Yeah, so it's always the basic direction. And if you go with triples, yeah, let's see how you go on OSK with triples to your field.
Yeah.
With this traffic.
Yep. I'll be fine. I'll just turn traffic off. I'll have a police escort to clear the way for me.
You are a cheater.
No.
Unbelievable.
No.
Unbelievable.
No.
No.
I'll have an escort vehicle which will have cleared the traffic out of the way.
So
just be invisible, like the invisible boars that we're going to have.
So you will have a dummy vehicle or a dumb vehicle?
There'll be a dummy involved somewhere. He might be sat behind the steering wheel. Or between the keyboard and the chair.
Just like I took a GCB on a field and it was totally useless down to the rolling resistance of the tires. Not sure what you're trying to say.
Tractor infield, no work.
Because using the wrong vehicle with the wrong equipped tires is not so good.
Yeah.
I myself had MB trucks, and they are for grasslands extremely useful.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're not mentioning the last stream. And that's not the last stream that we did together.
And the JCB, it can't, if it has a 180 horsepower, it cannot compete on loosened ground with a standard tractor because of the tire size. It's just logic. It's total logically that they can't work. But on a grassland, the JCB is much better for the soil, for the how's the beginning of a grass plant called? What you destroy
seedling.
When you. Yeah, so with the normal tractor you already destroy stuff just by putting on a 4-wheel drive, and the difference between the front and the back axle can destroy stuff. So there's always pros and cons, and always pointing out what is shitty is not helpful, but being reflective on saying, okay, there are these pros and these cons. Okay, if I have more cons than pros, then I might think about using a different machine. And this is what you get not shown in Farm Sim at the moment, what we try to show you. So it might be happen that the JCB, I mean, I love JCB, but the JCB might not be the right tractor for the work I want to do with it. Because in real life, it wouldn't do it either.
Yeah. Oh, I can hear the complaints already. I have to have too much stuff. I have to have too many different tractors.
It's with like with driving on the correct lane.
Yeah.
Just use the right one. not sure if the soil compaction affect the workload of the tractors. It's all depending on the amount of scripting that is needed, because there are mods out there like REA mod already. And we will take a look in the base game functions that are already there, maybe to increase them a little bit, but it will never be the same as if you are doing only a mod focused on
soil compaction and that kind of effect.
On the friction of the wheels, and you cannot do this is like with the 100 features and the 101st, right?
Yeah.
We first need the basic to have triggered all this stuff with compaction and moisture and all that stuff, and then for the next farm sim we can focus on doing stuff on top. But trying to get everything in one mod, no.
Yeah, the first and the really significant step that we haven't tackled yet, and I say we as in the team, it's very little of it is me, is getting it all to work together.
Yeah. Already the amount of stuff that we have making it run smoothly in multiplayer together is yeah.
That's gonna be the challenge.
I mean, people could say, I like it when the stubbles are very dense and all that stuff. And okay, then we can stop right here. Yeah, we because you can crash, or you can go down to 10 FPS with the base game if you just increase the stubble to 5.
Yeah.
Then it's it's vorbei.
Yeah.
Vorbei.
It's going to be a big balancing act.
Yeah.
And that might mean that, some features are not as they will be trying to think of the right word. The features will be complete, but they may have been dialed back a little bit to balance performance across the whole package.
Correct.
And that might mean that your favorite feature isn't exactly as you would like it. But it's that way for a reason. A bit like the thing we said earlier with features of precision farming are the way they are because it allows precision farming to work on all platforms.
Yeah.
We don't want to have it that to run Terra Life you have to have the latest current gen PC with a 4090 in it.
Only if we get a sponsorship.
Yeah.
No, it's impossible for the servers.
Yeah.
In the first place. So.
Yeah. That's the bit I was going to go to, that it just wouldn't work on multiplayer, and multiplayer is kind of a key feature for Terra Life because you may have noticed that Paul and the rest of the team quite like multiplayer. So
only until Giants fixes the helpers. That will never happen. As long as the team member is better than the helper, you're safe.
Let's hope none of them are listening. I have Courseplay. Courseplay's quite a good helper.
Nah, it's not the same.
It doesn't talk back.
What? Yeah.
It does what it's told.
Correctly. What does Courseplay do if you tell him a dirty joke? Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, so where's the fun in it?
No, he doesn't have a soundboard either and play random sound effects or...
Yeah.
He just gets on with the work, and once it's done, he lets me know he's done. What more do you want?
In FS19, the Fendt Vario with the adjustable tire pressure seemed to work and give it more grip when you reduce the tire pressure. In FS19, the Fendt Vario that was there, someone took the script from Wobster and released it with it. Unauthorized. So in FS17, with the soil compaction mod, where the tire pressure came up the first time, or was it even FS15, done by Wobster and Realism modding, it all had more effects. And we are lucky enough to have the permissions of Wobster to use his stuff to get inspired by it. So let's see what will happen. But having not all of this stuff implemented in the first place to have a basis, yeah. This is what I'm trying to say. We have to implement the stuff first. We have to make sure that it all is running together. And then we have a base where we can go from then further. And if it means that it won't be in FS22 anymore, that it is for the next farm sim, so be it. But now we have made a beginning. We are the first who combine all of those mods in one.
And more.
And more.
And more.
It was on the mod hub. Yes, I know that it was on the mod hub because the reason that this tractor was released with the script of Wobster, basically 99.999% was from Wobster, and he, the guy who released it, wrote, "There's no permission for anybody to use it." Wobster said, "Well, if he doesn't give permission for my script to get used by anybody, maybe I should release it myself." And this is why in FS19 the tire pressure script came back, and now it is back too. So it's very interesting that people try to deny people in scripts that are made by the author for everybody. Just with giving him the credit is all he asks. So
good evening, Aki.
Hey.
There's bees.
Where are bees? Yeah, there are bees. Be careful. They are very kind.
Good.
If you want to, you can deliver some honey. There are 20 pallets of honey.
I'm good.
I totally forgot to. I think. Wait, I think I have to move there because. Oh yeah. Yeah. Because they are very busy. I have to put the pallets here. I think I need an auto load from. Oh, missed. The time is at 0, so they won't produce more.
Akima is absolutely fine. You can do that. The extra publicity would be good as long as your followers don't mind some random English guy.
What did I want to say? Oh yeah, I think I need Achim's auto load for the honey, because I'm sick and tired of putting it always by hand in the trailer.
Yeah, honey is one of those jobs where you definitely want auto load because the pallets don't hold a huge amount. So if you have a lot of bees, you end up with a lot of pallets. I don't think I've ever actually used the in-game beehives. The only one I've ever used is a modded one that's a production rather than using the base game effect.
Well, I can tell you that you should really get into using them.
Yeah.
And learn on how they function, because there will be something with the bees and the flowers in Terra Life.
I need to learn about the bees and the flowers, not the birds and the bees.
I don't know. In German, the bees and the flowers is exactly what you think, I guess, with the bees and the flowers and the birds.
Okay.
I thought you left that already behind you. You already knew on how it works.
Maybe not.
What?
Maybe
what
not.
is wrong with you?
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
I don't know.
You have to remember, I've been married a long time.
Oh, this is when you go to bed in the evening, the only thing you hear is...
I fart in your general direction.
No comment.
For everybody who says women don't fart, was never married.
Yeah.
when this boundary is broken, then it's done.
Yep.
It's done.
It's entirely possible that they have just got different tyre settings in the mod when you change to a different set of tyres. Changing the grip of tyres is very easy.
They're fan on ModHub now that yes, because they are missing the tire pressure script.
Yeah, they might just have edited the XML for the tyres though to make them grippier.
No, they it's here the Fendt Vario grip, that the 828 that I got also here. That he has the optical stuff.
Okay.
The tire and the 716 that I'm driving with has all the pipes and all that on it.
Yeah.
But if you go and search for tire pressure script, you will instantly find on Google Wobster's GitHub page to it, and there's an explanation on how to implement it. It's basically the same as it was in FS 17, 19.
And before anyone asks, no, there won't be a video from me.
It's not necessary.
That sounds like something that would result in far too many questions.
Yeah. It's really not necessary. If you're not capable of doing so, leave it.
Yeah.
Don't bother disturb, because he will have a lot of work anyways.
But once I do a video, people who have no idea, then they will try it and they will come and say, I tried it and it's broken and it doesn't work. And they will expect help on fixing it. So I don't do the video, and then they don't ask.
I mean,
cool.
we will have to do.
Thank you, Aki.
We will have to do some explanation on how to use the compressor in Terra Life, anyways.
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with the implementation of the tire pressure script into a tractor, because this will be globally for every wheeled vehicle, and it's also basically like Wobster did it in his thing. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy that that there are modders out there that really want to see their stuff being out there again.
Yeah.
And that are so I mean, he's Dutch, so he's friendly by birth, yeah. he's a good guy, and he's very knowledgeable, so and he's very helpful.
Yeah.
And this is really nice to see that he supports stuff. And back in the days, he and Rakin, he really helped us and Modell Eicher to get our scripts clean, so that we don't have conflicts with other stuff, and they are really helpful. And I mean, yeah.
No, if it's implemented in Terra Life, me doing a video on it is kind of part of the job.
Yes, it is, but it doesn't require the implementation of the tire pressure.
No, it's showing someone how to use a feature. That is different to here's how you edit something to be able to add it. That's totally different.
Yeah.
And I've learned recently that it's much better to limit those things to, if I think it's going to result in too many questions, I don't do it anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if I ever told you so.
No, you didn't. Not at all. Ever. No. Don't remember that.
Because I learned the hard way too with horse extension.
Yeah,
And even back in the days, I told Axel not to do this do-it-yourself update in.
Yep. Yeah, someone. I don't know if you saw, there was a mod released for being able to switch growth calendars from the maps you have in your mod folder, and
okay.
And obviously you should only have one map in your mods folder, so that's kind of limiting. But I was chatting to Jos, who created that, and he asked if I had a video about how you create custom growth files, and I said no, because anyone who needs a video to do it won't do the testing to show it works, and then they'll come and complain because it doesn't work.
Yeah.
when I released the one that I did of those, I had so many people saying I've implemented it in my map and it's broken X, and the thing that was broken was actually just a base game feature that was broken, but they'd never come across it.
Do you know about coincidences?
Yes. Yep.
I was complaining for quite a while now that the F1 menu is restricted to 8 lines.
Yeah.
I was complaining very loud, very clear the day before yesterday.
And what released today?
And it was released yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Sorry.
So one it is from Hoffy from Modding Well. It was a blast. Just open up the F1 menu and go to the tractor. Switch to the tractor, please.
Yep.
You see, it works even with the tire pressure.
I can change the tire pressure.
Yes, you can. It's oh, I don't know, how is it called? Control?
There, it says control and then PP.
Yeah, control and picture up and picture down.
Ah,
or
page up
and then
page down, is it? Oh, yeah. I see a tire pressure display. Okay, so it's got a target and a current.
yeah, if you go to the 0.8 target, and then you have to press control and P for setting it, so that it actually changing it with the picture up, picture down. You oh, maybe you didn't you don't have the picture up, picture down set onto your.
Yeah, where is it? Is it in the vehicle or?
Yeah, it is a little bit. No, it's deeper. It's listed with a mod. If you see a mod with only 3 lanes under it, it's possibly the Vulture from
There we go.
Rainer.
Okay.
Or yeah, or the back one is it now?
Remap them and see if that works. Okay. Oh well, let's carry on.
It doesn't work on your. Wait, can you hop out of the tractor, please?
Yep. And no, Pete, I won't implement it in a vehicle for you.
Here you go. You should hear the sound if you go closer.
Oh, you can see the tires deforming.
And the psh.
I can't hear the sound, but drop them down again. I just jumped out of the tractor. So let me try. That's so weird. Nope, doesn't seem to want to work for me.
Maybe. No, it's funny because the last time Robert tried to, he couldn't do it either.
Okay.
Couldn't do it either. Wait, let's get to the bottom of it.
Is it a permissions thing? Is it a farm manager thing?
No, I gave him farm manager and he couldn't do it neither. So.
Okay.
But let's see. Oh, you are farm manager.
I'm. Trying.
And you have. Oh, but it's good to know that you guys can't mess around with my stuff.
Yeah, yeah. There's obviously some sort of passcode to type into the display to get it to work. Oh, well. Yeah, so I mapped it to. Yeah, it changed when Paul did it though, Pete. The change was not thanks to me. I mapped it to left control when I remapped them, and it wasn't working. Unless there's a conflict on the controls.
Did you follow the map-based channel?
No, because it's pretty much all in German, and so I can't keep up with it.
Yeah, as I said to Loki, if there's something interesting, just hop in and we will switch to English. But the good thing is that then you are and will be surprised about features also.
Oh, have we got new things you're going to spoil?
No, I'm not spoiling them because I'm not spoiling them. But I want to tease you a little bit.
Oh,
I want you to get into learning German. I mean, you can't spoil me by telling me I have to learn English because I think I could come across and over
yeah,
well enough.
I think you're winning that one.
Yeah.
But
I can tell you that the part that was, I mean, one half of my brain had headaches by the soil compaction, moisture, rotting, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the other half had very, very big headache, including brain injury by the no-till. And I dare to ask for a little bit difference that we can make Novak shine a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked for a tiny bit of paper, maybe the size of a fingernail. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what the boys did, they threw a whole toilet paper roll at me from the from the size of the paper amount that is now with the no-till.
Mm-hmm.
It's wow. 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 No-till will blow your mind.
Okay. Does that mean I have to? There we go. It works.
Did you try to switch it on and off again?
No, I remapped it to right control.
Okay.
Rather
maybe
than,
then you have some
rather
double
than left control.
So it's really I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's have you ever hoped for something and it got 10 times better?
Yep. It's called Terra Life.
Oh, I don't want to be. I don't want to be that cocky as so many others are with praising Terra Life. Let's start first the betas, then we can see what. Yeah, but no, it's really something that bothered me where I really was. Yeah, if we do it like all the others did and just and Robert, Achimobil, Max, BGO, Nightcloak, they made. Wow. And the funny thing is, it's the same as with the wardrobe mod, no?
Yeah.
It's something that the Giants said is impossible to do.
Very little is impossible, it would seem.
Yeah, just think about it. That means that we don't if someone says it's impossible, our whole team doesn't know that, so they do
Yeah.
it. They just do it. I didn't know that it was impossible.
And having had conversations with some of them, one of them will turn around and go, "That's easy. Give me 10 minutes."
Oh yeah, that was really a burner where I was really scared of asking for a feature where I said, yeah, that would be nice, but I think it's too hard. No, that's actually pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
I can do that.
I not with things for Terra Life, but I remember chatting to Loki about some of his other mods that he was developing, and he would kind of occasionally he would ask me questions, and I was like, it'd be really cool if you could do this, and it would be the same thing. It'd be 5 minutes later he's done it, or I've been playing and I found this bug, and 5 minutes later he's fixed it.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I mean, him being basically a rocket scientist helps a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's also a very kind and good guy.
Yeah.
And I really, really like him a lot. I really like him a lot. So there are at the moment there are only 2 Brits that I really, really like. I mean.
You mean you really, really don't like me?
You're one half of the 2 Brits.
Poor Loki. I don't know who the other one would be, but
yeah, Loki and you. Because the other thing is the other thing.
Yeah,
we don't talk about.
Yeah,
so I don't want to offend any viewers, by the way. Yeah, so it's a very not an internal joke. It's an internal drama.
Yeah.
So it's really the people, the 2 Brits that I work with that I like.
Yeah. And kind of it's more of a friendship thing, isn't it, than just someone that you occasionally come across through doing this stuff.
No, that's the whole part of the FA team that it's more friendship and family than some blokes doing stuff together.
Yeah. Yazza, to answer your question, if you watch my videos, you know my opinion on stones in FS.
What?
No one enjoys doing things with stones in Farming Simulator.
Stones?
Yeah, stones. Field stone.
Actually. We don't have Easter eggs, we have Easter stones. Actually, there's something that we are also having in consideration and working on different ground types and the effects. If you have clay ground, sandy ground, or stony ground, doesn't mean that the stones are all laying only on top. So that could be really an interesting thing for the amount of power that is needed, for the wear that you will have. So if you have without having all the time the whole stones on the top of it, just having different ground types where you have or more sandy stuff and so
making the different soil types that are part of precision farming more than just something that does yield.
Yeah, and even making more soil types than they have there. More variation. That was, it was at least a topic. I'm not sure if this is a topic for FS22 or for the next one. But just considering that we are talking about it and thinking about it is already a big one, I think.
See you, Big Food. Thanks for stopping by. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. I've heard you say it so many times.
Who?
Is it Yufi?
So, first of all, my first name is Uwe.
Yeah.
That's the 3 last letters of his. So, the first one is also a name. It's called Jan.
Yeah.
In the middle, it's a quite English word that is do.
Yanduvi.
Yeah, without the E at the end.
Yanduv.
Yeah, I think...
Okay.
I think that this is the way I would say it,
Okay.
and he didn't kill me, so I think we're kind of close to it.
Either way, I really want to know what that feature is too, so I might have to go and translate a whole load of German.
The good thing is we talked about a lot in voice. It's not written down, so
Even better.
yeah,
Even-
we have to keep our secrets, right?
yeah.
Keep them protected, always protected. But I'm looking for my baler. I don't know where I put my baler down.
It's that whole need to know thing, and I didn't need to know.
No, it's just you weren't there.
Yeah. But you would have probably been speaking in German, so I wouldn't have known.
If you were there. Don't let the people think we just would exclude you.
No, so
That's not fair.
No, to be more honest, quite often if there are team meetings where I would be the only English person, it's easier for everyone else if I don't join, because these guys all can then just speak in their mostly native languages, and it's less taxing for them.
But you kind of enjoy it when we struggle and in broken English, so you get more humor out of it than knowledge, I guess.
Yeah, but it's less beneficial for everyone else. So, you know, why make you guys all work extra hard to explain the complicated things and make things take twice as long?
User, what are you asking? Half German, half Polish, half UK. I'm right, Paul? What do you mean?
Is that the name? That's that name.
My name, Uwe. No, it's a Nordic name.
Yeah, Jan.
Yeah. But I think Jan Duve is Dutch or from Holland. It would sound that way. So
yeah.
And Jan is not necessarily a Polish name, because Jan Ole it's also Nordic. So. And in Dutch, Uwe doesn't necessarily mean that it's the name Uwe. It's very often in words from Holland, where Uwe is in, where I'm always happy. Oh, look, my name is in there, but it has not the meaning. It was just for explaining to Disturb on how to pronounce it. That's just because it was the easiest way. The first was Jan, Du, and Uwe, my name.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I really struggle with some of the longer European names. To be honest, I really struggle with some of the longer English names. He's not here tonight, but Mark's name. If he was here, I'd ask you to try and pronounce it.
John in English should be with an E on the end, Jane, or the shortened than John. And in Turkish language, Can is also Canim, but it's written differently. So
yeah.
But I'm really missing my baler. I don't know where my baler is.
Thieves have been.
My baler's gone. What the heck did I do? Where did I park it? Why is the baler gone?
Not guilty.
Uwe in Netherlands can mean a form of do. Okay.
Good evening. Mixture of many letters. How do you pronounce? How do you pronounce that one? D11.
KD11.
D11 is how you pronounce that.
Oh, you're Polish. Okay, now you're challenging. That's challenging.
D11 is how that's pronounced. There you go. Achim has stolen your baler.
Thank you. Yes, there it is. You're correct. That's correct. There I was. Yeah, there it is. Thank you.
Zegredek. Yeah, Achim.
Gredek.
Now, is it Z or Z? Is it Zigradek?
Gredek. I would say Gredek. See you later, Achim.
This is one of the much harder bits of having actual people.
Hello.
They expect conversation.
Your mother was a hamster, and your
No,
father
no,
smelt
no, no. That
of
was the wrong one.
elderberry.
That was the wrong one. I wanted to say. I wanted to confuse this. I was too too eager to click, and I clicked one below. I'm sorry.
Oh well.
Because Maultasche he doesn't know. Or do you know what a Maultasche is?
Nope.
It's a hardly translated mouth basket, right?
Okay. Okay. That's definitely lost in translation.
It's a German ravioli.
Ah, good evening.
Hey.
God, I'm tired.
Yeah,
I bet.
and the weather is the weather is not so fine as the song goes, huh? And the weather is fine. No, it's not. It's I'm mashed potatoes in my head today. Really,
Yeah.
with bacon.
Oh, that's almost what I had for dinner. I had a baked
Yeah.
potato with bacon.
My pasta with ground beef and all that stuff that I made yesterday evening with the chili con carne. Well, I stood up this morning and I smelled on the pan and it was, yeah, already done.
Gone with the wind.
It's too hot in here. It's really too hot in here.
Yeah, it is 30 degrees in here today.
I had a German staple for dinner.
What?
I had sauerkraut and mashed potatoes.
Oh, I was going to say schnitzel.
Yeah, you're so wrong. Don't go with the Bavarians all the time. Or
Yeah, but how do you translate Metwurst?
ground beef sausage,
Nah.
raw, compo raw, compost raw.
Raw compost for dinner. Yummy.
No, but I don't know if they,
Yeah, I had some kind of smoked sausage
Okay.
stuff with it.
Oh, I'm so proud of you, Disturb. The bale staple is standing.
Yep.
It's still
Yep.
standing.
If you had been watching, you will have seen that I cut
Sorry,
quite
I
a nice
forgot
line
to
around
say
it.
attention.
So Rainer told me yesterday evening he can't get enough of trashing.
Nope.
Ah, I do not want a Polish lesson, thank you.
If you want to disturb, and Rainer says it's okay, you can take the harvester at Rainer's field, and you can do some rye threshing if you want to.
Okay.
So you don't have to do all the time the same thingy there.
Yeah. No, I do not want a Polish lesson because I do not know what I would be saying. So
I want a Polish wife. Can you help me with
we
that?
will stick to English, please.
What? What?
That wasn't a response to you.
Oh, okay. No, we won't allow that.
Nope. That's all right. It's been caught by.
I can't do anything. I'm frozen in the
Yeah.
sink. I'm sorry.
Same here.
That it has to kill the mouse too. It's. Oh, you're free already?
No, I tapped out of the game.
Oh.
No, I'm very definitely stuck.
This is the scene that is shown now on Twitch reminds me of explaining something to you. Or getting something explained. It's the same way around. Can you say one dish from Poland? Ja, Krakauer. It's part of a dish. The overloading of the trailer is a Terra Life feature of a mod. It's Modell Eicher's realism add-on fillables.
I don't know if it's available, is it?
Yeah, it is on GitHub.
On GitHub, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can really basically park your tractor there in the lane, and call Rainer to ask him where the harvester is.
Is it your harvester?
Yes,
Infield 10.
Yes.
but I have no idea where all the equipment is.
The header is still attached to the
Yep.
combine, and the trailer is on the other side of the road.
Oh yeah, that's it. Do you actually want me to harvest one of your fields, or we are not
Yeah,
saying random Polish words? Enough.
You can start with field 43.
Okay.
But if you go to field 43, you have to get into a very, very narrow lane.
I'm a very good driver, so just don't watch me drive.
You have to go into a very narrow lane. And you have to go halfway around the field, and then in the back there is a grass, how is it called? Turning circle?
Okay.
Yeah, where you can detach. And you should start on the back end then, and go upwards. Then I can go with the trailer behind you. So Rainer is back. So be prepared for the color
soundboard.
change. No, for the color change.
Ah.
For the light switch. Yeah, it was on 0. I stopped the time because.
I'm really not used to manual attach.
Where did I park this?
Rainer, I'm very proud of myself.
Why?
Because I didn't defrost the whole Koppenrad and Wiese strawberry yogurt cake. I only defrosted half of it. It didn't last very long, but it was so tasty. So tasty.
God damn it.
How big was the half a cake?
Not much. It's a small package. It's maybe the size of. I would say one piece of the cake. It's squared. It's a little bit smaller than a package of cigarettes.
Okay.
From the square size, and maybe double the height of when you lay them flat over each other. And there were 6 pieces in this package, and they were separated by 3 and 3. So it's not that much of cake what I had, but it's oh boy, it was tasty.
Very restrained of you.
Yeah, because it is only the 3rd cake that I have this week.
This week? I thought you were going to say today then.
No. No.
Brot für die Welt, Kuchen für mich.
Yeah, all for me.
The traffic's really bad on this map, you know.
Oh, I remember one guy in the stream today bragging about an invisible. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have that permission.
Ah, okay.
To enable my invisible escort vehicle.
Yeah, don't switch off the traffic. It can happen that it won't start again.
No, I won't. I won't. It's not my game. I'm not going to mess with things. Did you say field 43? That was a lot of lag.
Last night I slept so very well in my Klapprichbett gestellt.
Pete, I'm going to blame it on the fact that I spent the afternoon with Crash Tech, and so he's clearly affected my driving.
Oh, is it his new nickname, Crash Tech?
Pete always calls him Crash Tech.
Okay.
He crashes a similar amount to I do.
Well, you're in good company on this map here, so don't worry. We won't make fun of you
Too much.
for the crashing. For the crash. No, for the crashing. Not for the crashing. And I
Okay.
mean, you're kind of foreign, so
Yeah.
the traffic is driving as bad as the British, though. But they are on this map here. Maybe this is why they are so confused. Why they always try to get on your lane. But I'm very impressed. You kind of found the way the first time.
So,
But wait for it.
where do I turn?
First go into the field.
I don't want to destroy the crop.
Yeah, go around the field.
Okay.
Halfway around.
Not that far.
Well, you know, there where you are, this is not a crop, right? You see that you are on a grassland and the field is on the other side.
Yep. You said field 43.
Yes. It is the whole thing is the field because
Okay.
the rest is decoration done by me.
So am I going around the wrong part of the field?
Yes, I mean if you have to trash the rye, you should go around the rye field, please. So this is where I'm going to make fun of you, not because of your driving.
I blame unclear instructions.
Oh, come on, come on, come on.
I fart in your general direction.
Exactly.
Follow the smell, follow the smell. I mean, if you were a Scottish man, I would say, kiss my ass.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a skirt today, though. I mean a kilt. Sorry.
I mean, if this happens to me, okay, but that you did it wrong, okay? You're not feeling well today, I guess. But we can make it. Let me be your nanny. I will take you by the hand and I will lead you around the field, okay?
I found there's a bit of a track round this way.
Yeah.
Bavarian
So
redneck.
obvious, so obvious.
It is. I don't know why you didn't point out that there was a track going around the field before I went destroying
well,
your grass.
I said there's a small lane. Could I have set track?
Yes.
I mean, you intuitively did it wrong, so no matter. Oh, and by the way, it's Modelleichers grass field that you destroyed, so
Oh well.
he's kind of used to it. He will program a virus into the next thing. Well, you know there's someone behind you, right?
Well, he can wait. He needs to be patient.
I am patient.
And
There's a fence.
yeah,
you know?
a good tip is not to try and look at the clock as you drive down a very narrow lane.
Oh, did Rainer lose connection?
It would appear so.
I hope nothing bad happened.
There's a turning area here.
On your left side, after the fence. And then you should put the yeah, but don't turn around the whole thing. Just turn a little bit more that you're in. Yeah, that way. And now you can drop the cutter so that you can attach it. clever that I made it that way, right?
Genius. Utter genius. Yes.
Well,
yeah,
as my
Rainer,
friends say,
Rainer
you're a
did.
bloody bastard, but you're utter genius.
Good evening, BGO. And yes, Rainer has confirmed he's lost his internet connection.
Ah, okay. Ouch! I'm stuck in your cutter now. I
I fart in your general direction.
welcome back.
Hello.
He basically made me stuck in his cutter. I wanted to connect your thingy here, and you killed me.
My thingy's connected. That's
Holy
me,
moly.
I would not turn it on.
You don't like German shashlik.
Am I dropping straw?
Yeah. If you bale it afterwards.
I probably won't. Unless it can
Are you
wait. Unless it waits a week.
Well, let it explain differently. Please drop it the way you would bale it. No, that's kind of strange too. Yeah, you can drop it, but please don't take a piss, so to say.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it the right way.
Yep. I will attempt to.
Police.
You can correct me when I do things wrong. Did you connect everything?
I did, but maybe it's a multiplayer thing again. There's you only connect the PTO.
Okay.
It's with the manual attach update, with the Wobster update. It's working fine now.
There we go. Yes, I drive properly in a car. This is a video game.
Because, well, why should something be done easy if there's a difficult way to do it? Correct. It's basically our mantra, right?
Yep.
You should really... You should, yeah, do the haspel a little bit höher. The haspel. I don't know what it's called in the reel?
Yeah.
The reel. Set it higher, please.
Attention. Attention.
Okay.
Attention, please. A Christmas tree, please.
There we go. Better?
I don't know. I hope so. I trust you.
I'm going to go with yes, it's better. Think we need a few more horsepowers.
No. It's totally fine.
2 miles per hour?
Yeah, it's look at the yield. It's with the combine experience.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Should I put it to realistic so you go slower?
Depends how much of it you would like me to get harvested this evening.
No, it's really I think Rhino drove between 2 and 5 kilometers per hour.
Mm-hmm. That's about the same, I guess.
No. And it's realistic.
46 miles an hour would be perfect. That is the correct speed to be doing things in certain situations. But we agreed we wouldn't mention that to a certain person who is here.
Honey, my British honey, darling,
yes.
You know, we have some misunderstandings, but the biggest that we had is when I said, yes, let's drop some straw.
It seemed to disable itself. I thought I had enabled it, so I'm going to blame the game and not me.
Yeah, do it that way. No worries. No, I was just wondering if we had some issues with Rye the last time.
No, I thought I had enabled it. Maybe I hadn't.
Oh, Rainer, the stubble density that Nightcloak decreased a little bit yesterday. Well, just go to the wheat field and take a look at the stubbles. There was something else going on. They're just not just decreased. They are tiny. We keep it that way now. I guess we don't want to change the map again for this. Because I see the difference now here with the rice stubbles. Kind of obvious, but it didn't help at all. So there's no impact.
I'm having to concentrate rather a lot.
True. But
Brain-
you're doing a good job.
Brain power is being used to the maximum.
But you can go with your VCA.
Yeah, because I guess
It's
this is going to be the long row, I guess.
Yeah, it's a straight field.
Yep. I really like the sunflower texture.
I really like that we can paint some of the greenings.
Yeah.
It makes it so much nicer. And I built the whole fence and trees and all that stuff here. So this is normally one field to the left. This is why there is the 43 on the grassland.
Yeah, that's what confused me.
I know. But I thought you see that the rye is there, so.
Never assume.
Well, oh well. That's what I had to learn, yes.
We have learnt never assume. The straw texture is a very interesting colour.
BGO, I think we should wait with retexturing and all the color themes when we have the rye, the final version, because we have to have a look at the spelled textures too. But let's do that basically in the final so that you don't have to switch it this way, that way, and around, back and around. It's an alpha. It's okay. The straw textures are all different, and it's. I mean, if I switch to the. Wait, where is it? If I switch to the. Oh, I forgot the name. Nice. What was the game? What I always say, what it looks like? Fortnite. If I switch to the Fortnite colors, you see it's the rye is a little bit more yellowish. And without it, it looks a little bit more.
You know that no one can see what you're doing.
Yeah,
right now,
I was about to say that.
No, I forgot about it, but it's so unusual that I'm not streaming. It's really unusual.
We could have just left him to it, and he'd have been fine.
Now Rainer is my backbone in the last couple of weeks, so don't take that from me. But you see, basically he sees on your screen the Fortnite colors, so
Yeah.
it kind of fits. No, it's really not much, Björn. It's really the straw is looking very good on my end with the shader. It could be a little bit ein bisschen blasser könnte das sein, and the rye could be a little bit more colorful, but it's really pretty much okay. But I really guess we should do this in the finalization, so that you don't have to do it all over again.
I really like Pete saying it looks better this week. I really like your shader settings. These look very, very bright, as you say.
Yeah.
I don't know how it comes across with all the encoding and stuff, but I think I always, when you take the screenshots, I always think they look better than base game colors.
My problem is this is why I made two screenshots today, or 3 at least. The one that I posted beneath your link for the stream today was taken by the Windows screen capture thing, and it doesn't take any shader. It makes it very dark, so I was very astonished about it. Then I made another one. It looked better, and the one that is in cap, I just pressed print, and it is basically the in-game screenshot that FarmSim saves, and that's much lighter.
Yeah.
So and this is the way I see it, and this is the way I do always the thumbnails. I just do print, and that's all.
Yeah, I usually use ProShot, and that just takes whatever view is on the screen, I guess. But I don't do anything with reshade or recoloring or changing colors. So
yeah, ProShot is you don't necessarily need it, because with the Windows screenshot, you can also size it the way you want to have it.
It's more because it pauses the game, and I can take my time and get a shot of it. It pauses the game, but you keep all the animations. So good evening, or see you later.
I'm not
Bavarian.
going to optimize any textures to fit any shader settings. Should this fit as... I didn't say any different. I didn't say any different. But if you want to make Fortnite colors, do so. I don't care. But you don't have to do it twice or 3 times. Have a good one, Bavarian Redneck.
More surprises.
Maybe we change the relight settings in the maps in the first place, because Sergeant Bilko already did for the Eifler Land, so it will be anyways less brightened than this one. So if you have the relight base settings in the map, it's like it's Fortnite. So
How many headlands?
as much as you need to turn around. I would say 3 with this cutter.
Off to the pool he is. Oh, I would love to sit on the pool with a cold drink.
Yeah. Or in the pool.
But it is-
in the pool. Oh yeah. The pool bar is a great invention.
But it is anyways the same way. The straw itself should get a little bit lighter, and the rye should get a little bit brighter. So no matter what you're using.
I would love to sit in the pool and like a pina colada, please.
Oh yeah.
I'll get right on that for you.
If you like pina colada.
Uh-huh.
I need a no singing sign.
What? Why?
Because I'm old and grumpy.
Better?
Much.
We didn't sing.
Much,
Sing.
much
Sing.
better.
Sing.
We have a
didn't
tool
sing.
for that.
Yeah.
So much better.
Jubel! Oh, Creative Mesh also started now. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We can really disturb.
Please don't.
We don't, but
I'll be back.
I'll be Beethoven.
Hell yeah!
every guy, they are new. I like them.
You do dum dum, you give me gum gum.
No.
I
Haven't seen that movie in a while.
need a button to just mute Discord.
Who are you?
I have no idea why the yield map is so orange. To get back to more useful things.
The yield map is so orange because it's fertilized that way.
But to be fair, the yield is enough that I can only do 2 miles an hour. So, you know.
BGO, the crops are the rye and the spelt is, as I said, it's very bright. No, it's very light. Also der Roggen und der Dinkel sind sehr blass und das Stroh ist sehr grell. Egal ob mit Fortnite oder mit meinem Shader oder so, spielt keine Rolle. I don't know what about the bale color. Oh yeah, we have to. Oh yeah, Rainer, could you do me a favor?
What?
Could you spawn an old straw bale 240 in front of you? Because oh, I didn't tell you about the bale storage. The hay bale storage will take every bale now from straw and hay because the storage was made differently. I couldn't change that. But when I tested this, there was a white texture on the straw bale. But I'm not sure if it is the actual map version or this one. What is this?
What the hell is the world coming to?
I'm loving it already.
You are. Good evening, Farmer. How you doing, mate? Please save me from the sound effects crew.
The 240 hay bale.
No, 240 oat bale. Hafer
Oat.
straw. Haferstroh, yeah.
Yeah, I have to do that with F12.
Yes, yeah, correct.
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
You can cheat. You can cheat it in. This feels like a scene from Austin Powers when he sat on the Zamboni and or the steamroller, and ever so slowly inching towards the henchman as I crawl towards the trailer to empty. Thank you, Farmer.
It's textured.
Okay. And it is got an older version then.
It's raining bales, hallelujah.
I was very pleased with my 2 plaques from Giants that arrived in the last few days.
2?
What?
Yeah. Partner.
I didn't get any.
And then 250,000 console downloads.
Wow.
What the F?
I didn't get any.
Ah.
I have the console mod thingy. That's the only one I have.
Yeah, it only took them nearly a year to send the console mod one out.
Well, I'm waiting for the million downloads batch for 2.5 years now. I'm waiting for the silver partner batch. Not so long, but still waiting.
Could you move, please?
Why?
Move! Move, not move.
I am very close to the 1 million downloads, so I'm hoping I don't have to wait a year for that one.
Yeah, 2.5 years. I didn't receive it yet, so.
Have you? I assume you've done the really obvious thing of clicking on it in Mod Hub for them to send it to you in the award section.
I had this way before this section was there. I also personally requested it twice.
Okay. Because the console downloads one I requested last November and it arrived today.
Yeah, 2.5 years, as I said.
Yeah.
So two farm cons.
They just don't like you.
That's what I said.
Like you said earlier, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even have half a million downloads.
I think I will receive the 5 million downloads before I receive the badge for the 1. And that will be a hard one because we will release everything on the farmingAgency Discord account. So.
Ja, Rainer singt. Rainer singt, singt auch ab und zu mal vor Publikum, das kommt auch vor. Die zahlen da sogar Eintritt für.
Because Rainer is a musician.
Okay.
Where was I? I was doing alfalfa stuff.
Is that a technical term? Alfalfa stuff.
Yeah, it's like with the thingies.
Yeah. Yeah. Not being a real farmer, I don't understand some of these technical terms sometimes.
Oh, I'm also very bad in translation.
What
I
the
forgot congratulations on your plague.
What the F does Schwablüften mean?
Putting air into the swath.
I'm basically making alfalfa hay without telling it out. I just do it. I mowed it on the swath, and now I'm turning the swath over twice, and then it's hay.
I das Schweinkram.
Aber ganz schön passt das Schwein.
Ja, ne?
That's definitely worth grabbing a screenshot.
We are on a farm.
Hell yeah!
We are.
Get some beef!
We are on a farm.
We are.
Sometimes I have a feeling I'm in an asylum.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
come on, you told me about Monty Python's Flying Circus, so
I
here we
did.
are.
I did.
Yeah.
I also told you about Carry On films. Rainer, do you
Yeah.
know the Carry On films?
He knows.
What are carry-on films?
So they probably from about the 70s in the UK, and they were a kind of a collection of films, a bit like there's a collection of Monty Python films. There were a collection of Carry On films. They had all the same actors in, and
I'm not sure if someone knows them and has a translation for them. I would say that if they were in German television, I guess that I would see them, but I can't do anything with the translation.
No, I'm need to see if I can multitask because I'm good at things like that.
Who are you?
I'm good.
So they were from the 60s actually.
Oh, when the good Bond film starts.
I'll send you a link later. I can't concentrate on both things.
Didn't you just say 1 minute ago that you're good?
Yeah, I did. But I then found out that I don't have the brain capacity. So maybe once GPS is running on the next long run. It's finding something relevant to send you is the.
It can't be that
Copy.
irrelevant as the soundboard is, but the soundboard
is
is
true.
starting to become very useful.
I am
The mob.
going to. I'm just going to send it direct to you, Paul. That's easier. Sent you a Wikipedia link.
That motivates me to join more Discords again. Poo.
Should be easier because it saves me messing things up and disconnecting myself from things.
Yeah, no problem. I will send it to Rainer too. But
So I've sent you a link to one of the films they made. I don't know how many, but a whole sequence of films that had the same set of actors in and lots of kind of really random topics. 1 mile per hour.
Oh wait, the German translation, a total crazy camping paradise. Diese total verrückten Dinger. Ja, dieses total verrückten. Oh yeah. I guess I know now because they have not the carry-on movies because they have always this das total verrückte in front of it. I think I know now.
But they are pretty
I think
classic.
I'm too young for it.
I guess because they were all out before I was, or most of them were out before I was born. But they used to be like a classic Saturday afternoon TV film here.
Yeah. But I think I know. Okay, this is on Facebook shared, but
They did try and make a more recent one, and it did not work, in my opinion. It was not as good as the classics.
classy is always. This is why I like classy women.
Classic, not classy.
Yeah, but I say classy.
Yeah.
And because classy women like classic films and film noir and all that stuff,
Yeah.
Humphrey Bogart and all the good music, the good stuff. So this is why I love this so much. This is why classic is classy.
I think you will find them funny if you enjoy Monty Python. This is such a contrast to what I was doing on Tuesday.
Yeah, there was something with potato harvest or something like that.
Yeah, I was harvesting potatoes at 46 miles per hour. Which is how it works. It's what they do in Texas. It's an American thing.
Hell yeah!
Exactly. Yeah, rather than this funny little European equipment.
Yeah, the good thing is we don't have to compensate for missing. I don't go there.
We've got so far.
Yeah.
We're
Oh, but BGO, Björn, wenn du da bist, Rainer, jetzt ich kann es ja jetzt nicht zeigen, aber mit der Phil vom Roggen ist ja auch so hell, ne?
Mhm. Die war sehr hell auch. Also was heißt sehr hell? Die war sehr blass, da war sehr wenig Sättigung drin und so. Das war schon fast weiß.
Ah, Monty Python, yeah.
I haven't watched a Monty Python film in so long.
You know what I want to rewatch, and what I have to rewatch? What is very necessary? Miss Marple.
I think for this streams I need to watch the Life of Brian in English again.
Yeah.
I don't know any of the quotes in English anymore.
Do the quotes work in German?
Yeah,
the translation in German is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's quite British humour. I wasn't sure how well it would translate.
well, if you reach a certain degree of silliness, it becomes really easy to translate.
Yeah.
But if it's complicated, very dark humor, it's difficult because maybe we laugh in a German translation about something that is meant in English the total opposite. So they do not translate, they just make a joke in there.
Yeah.
That is, but with Monty Python, I really think I remember correctly too that they are very, very close to the original, but also funny.
I guess the language that Monty Python uses is quite simple, so it should translate easily. It's not using complex word plays or anything like that. It's quite basic English.
For the example for the Bicosticus,
Mm.
it's in German it's Schwanzus longus. I mean, it gives
Yeah.
you no meaning now, but it's really
Yeah,
it's
it translates. If you translate Schwanzus longus to English, it would be long dick.
Yeah.
And not big dick, but
no Talus longus.
but the joke is kept alive.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
this, so
Yeah.
because it's about genitals.
Is that what it's about?
Yeah, if they would have translated it literally to Talus longus, it wouldn't make no sense. I mean,
Yeah.
it would be funny, but it would kill the joke. So it's really like Rainer said, it's really well done.
I guess it must take very good translators to translate it in a way that retains the humor.
What doesn't work is the whole conversation with Brian's mom and the three kings, the three saints, and there's a huge difference in between what they are saying, because I was shocked a little bit when I have the German translation in my mind and I watched it in English, and then I was like, what? So it's like, huh? No,
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, there was very...
There's something like we came with the stars, or we followed the stars, something like that. And then she responds something in German. She responds with you're starly drunk, literally said. Yeah, but
Yeah.
in English they say she says something completely different.
And
So this is the first time where I recognized that there is a difference.
Yeah.
But with the whole Bicosticus and all that stuff, that is so on point. And so
I guess it helps if you can understand both versions,
yeah.
maybe. And as Pete said, there is a big visual element to a lot of that era of comedy.
I'm always thinking about what might the translation be in Italian.
Okay. I don't.
Is the Italian language isn't based on Latin anymore, not more than German or English is, right? With the words in it.
No idea. I barely speak English.
Does Michael Palin have this speaking disorder as well in the English version? I don't remember. Because in Germany he sounds like
Der kleine Schelm ist ein Widerpost.
he has a speaking disorder.
I
Sprachfehler.
The lips, this? You know, how is it called?
It's not a lisp.
stutter.
He has a,
Like my Tyson, the S is sounding.
Okay. Yeah, so a
strange.
lisp.
It is a lisp, I
Yeah.
would say.
is it a lisp?
Yes.
Yeah. I it's so long since I've seen it that I don't remember.
Yeah.
I
That's the problem I have as well.
I
I've seen
just-
it in English. We even watched it in English in school.
that's a good day at school. Watching Monty Python. Are you awake over there, Mr. Carter?
Do you really want to?
I can come over to you.
Do I really have to put my tractor downside the hill so that I have to pull? Whoa!
I was on my way. You complained
I know.
enough that...
I had to re-tap into the game.
Jehovah.
I'm just doing this for you.
I
So
think
that
the scene with the Black Knight in the Holy Grail is very well translated to German as well. I think
Just wait
it's
there.
one of the things I remember. It is not a flesh wound.
Yeah. And the
Was it
knights
Deutsch?
the knights who say "nie."
Yeah, I think they say knee in German as well.
Good. Do they have a shrubbery as well? I don't know. I don't know what the translation would be for shrubbery.
The funny thing is, I don't know the German quotes with the your father with a hamster and stuff. I don't know what he says in German at this point, but I don't remember the rest of the film in English.
I just remember the odd key scene and phrase, which I think is, you know, the fact that it's how they're written, isn't it? That there's certain very key points. I can have a snooze for 5 minutes now while I make my way down this immensely long field.
Immensely long.
Immensely long.
This is one of the smallest fields in FarmSim.
Yeah, but I'm travelling at 2 miles an hour. Time-wise, it is immensely long.
So it's all in the perspective, right?
Yeah, yeah.
For one, it's the longest. For the other,
It's yeah. For some people, something that's one length feels different.
Oh, now you brought up the feeling. Okay, now we're into it.
To me, this feels very long.
What seems to be long for one person feels very short for the other.
Exactly.
Just to get
That's what she said.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. What seems to be very long for you feels very short for another.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one.
Boy. Where have I landed here? What planet is this?
This is what happens when you push the sound effect button too much.
No, this is not the reason, I guess. We can do that or not.
Or this is what happens when I've been on the go for 3 hours.
Holy moly.
We will see if we finish today or not.
There are so many nice little sound clips in here. It's so interesting.
I could always tab out of the game and hit the mute button, I guess.
Oh, here are some blocked. Damn it.
I don't know how many. There are 28 people left watching. Wow. Does anyone have any questions we can bug Paul with that he can or can't answer?
I'll be back.
Then I'll be Mozart. Disturbed is Beethoven.
That's because you endlessly have naps, Pete.
Daniel, hey.
I don't know how. I don't want to think how many hours I've been awake. I've been awake since about 4 a.m.
I'm awake since 8 a.m., but I had a really bad night of sleep.
Yeah.
A short one, right?
Yes.
We can't remember why.
Yeah, even when we finished, I laid awake until 4:30 or so in the morning.
Any chance we could get a list of the mods you play with at the time? Just go to ModHub and scroll through ModHub.
Yeah.
There are over 600 mods on the server, I think.
There are 11 gigabytes of mods.
Yeah, with the DLCs.
Don't count the DLCs.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, 8 gigabytes of mods. It was an 8 gigabyte download.
Yeah, the map alone is over 1 gigabyte.
Yeah, so... and quite a few of the mods are either private mods or edited mods, so they aren't actually available anyway. So it's really kind of pointless. I hope you feel better soon, Pete. I noticed you've been a bit quiet recently, so...
Lol.
And...
What texture is missing?
No, when I disconnected from the server, the swath thingy didn't turn off, but it disconnected the PTO, and now I can't turn it off, and I can't put on the PTO on the tractor because it's still running.
Oh no.
And
Reset.
I can't unhook it from the tractor because it's still running.
Yeah, then drop the store.
It worked.
Okay. I would say drop the store place behind it and reset it. And
The answer to how many sound effects does Paul have is too many.
He has the sound effects from every Discord he is on. That's a feature when you have Nitro.
I haven't explored that. Mainly because I have Discord minimized at the moment.
Jubel!
When you did this the first time, I really thought you are yelling at it. It so sounds like you.
oh, I have to ask if they recorded me. No, I'm not that interested.
Maybe you could record some for yourself to put on the Maze Plus Discord.
Oh, this is what Rainer's doing for the FarmingAgency Discord. I'm too stupid to do so. I have no clue on how to do this. I can only press the button.
But he could record clips of you.
We can start with you.
We could have a clip of you saying RTFM for a start.
Is you blind? Who are you? You. We're back
Cannot
back
brain
at,
today.
Yeah. There we go. We have an actual question. Are there going to be weeds growing
That-
under the crop when it comes
was
out?
but it's
expected.
but it's a base game. It's a base game feature.
Yeah.
This is why I didn't.
I guess. Is it just because of the way the texture looks?
What?
I don't know.
What is because of the texture? What?
Pete's question. But it looks like there is stuff growing under the crop at the moment. I don't know.
No, he's asking for weeds. If there are weeds.
Yeah.
But the crop is sprayed because I'm taking care of my crop, so there is no weed. But it's a base game feature that if you don't spray it, there will be weed growing. So this is what I don't get. I don't know on how to answer that. If you don't spray in vanilla game, the weed is growing under the crops.
Mm-hmm. The map is Osterescu?
Ostseeküste.
Yeah, that's the name of the map.
That's
And I think
the name
it's-
for the clip, Rainer.
And I think it's on the same name in the English mod-up as well.
Yes.
It's not translated to Baltic Sea coast
No.
or something.
But this is a very, 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 very edited version, which is not available anywhere. Because
The
it's...
field and the environment is not existing on the base map. At least for this part, for Rainer's part, for Sam's part, for my farm's part, for my farm's part, for my other farm's part, for my other farm's part, for my other farm's part.
Yeah. Yeah. Apart from that, all the crops and things are part of the alpha of Terra Life. So,
It's so relaxing
what? Just sitting in your tractor doing nothing.
watching you trash. And I mean the one with the E, not with the A. It's so relaxing to see the stirp going up and down, not trashing anything, but trashing the corn.
I'm gonna have to balance things out by doing some more super high speed stuff.
Yeah, feel free. I don't care. As long as you don't put the farming agency logo on these trash movies, but put it on the right movies. For example, if you put a video in the news channel where you represent a DLC and then don't put the farming agency logo on it, but never mind, Achim Mobil didn't either. I was looking at it and I said, well, boys, you two posted in the news channel and there's no connection to the farming agency. What on earth?
I forget sometimes.
I know. It's
a lot of times. I generally only do it for things that are directly supporting things like Maze Plus and that kind of thing.
I know. It really, don't worry. It's just because you both posted after each other.
I copied him.
Did you after him?
Yes.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, when I saw he posted it in there, I then copied him. So.
No, it's really stuff like that. You don't have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame him completely.
I mean, you are the English ambassador for farming agency, so you're. I mean, if you're doing 46 miles an hour trashing, don't do so, please. with the farming agency logo on it. Or we make a total fun channel. Yeah, we make fun. That we play the total opposite of what we do normally.
Yeah, have a good night, Ollie. It's exactly what that is. It is totally the opposite to what I would normally do. So
I mean, I did it the last couple of days, the trashing, and it was really relaxing. But now, not streaming is, except for the one moment where I forgot that I'm not streaming. Well, it's really relaxing too. Talking to you guys, and it's really nice.
It's definitely much easier just being the one chatting. Although this is kind of chilled out, which is fine.
Yeah. Yesterday I was trashing for Sam, and he put me on the wrong field and in the wrong direction, and then I got stuck with my combine, and he showed everything where I was taking the harvester by hand and all that stuff, so that someone can clip me. Yeah. That was not relaxing. That was an asshole move. So, but now everything is fine.
I do like the motion path effects as it goes into the header as well.
Why on earth did I tell it to semi-dry and not directly to hay in the first place?
Realism.
Now I have to do it again.
Oh, I thought you tedded it to semi-dry, and then with dem Lüfter hättest du es dann auf Heu gemacht direkt.
I mowed conditioned, then turned it once with the thing, and now I'm turning it twice.
It's realistic.
Because realism and stuff.
No, but when you mowed it with conditioner and tedded it to semi-dry.
Yeah, now I have to tread it to dry.
Yeah, but that's the right way to do it. That's what you're asking for.
But I'm regretting.
Oh, okay.
that I have to drive twice on.
Okay, now I get it. Yeah. Okay, now I get it.
It's not a very fulfilling job.
That's when you do it at 42 miles an hour. Because no one can see.
That's the thing about being honest, and and being legit and being a knight is sticking to
and ambassadorial and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's
not ambassadorial. What you do then?
I think the first way around when I made it to semi-dry, I think I needed 2.5 hours of the stream for three fields.
Oh, was there kein Beifahrer bei dem Lexion?
Nope.
Oh,
shitty.
What a shame.
I thought there was a pass.
You go sit in your tractor.
Yeah, no, I thought there was passenger. I thought I wrote, but it was the Tucano where the passenger was in, right?
I think the Tucano has one, and I think the bigger Lexion also has one at the Trion.
I don't think I'd want to try and get a bigger combine in this field. I struggled enough with this one.
This is our rent combine. It's rented a lot by Rainer, And he has no
Yeah.
problems with fitting
I-
into small
Yeah, I
fields.
think of the 12 hours it has on now, I think 10 of that was me.
It's a good question. I'm assuming you mean cover crops going to be better in Terra Life and give more nitrogen effect or fertilizing effect or other effect.
As we have a certain amount of features anyways, that it is not only nitrogen but also potassium and phosphorus.
Yep.
Oh, I struggled with phosphorus instead of potassium. Normally it's the other way around. And with the soil compaction and the moisture, there will be much more effectiveness on the cover crops than you might guess. And they
Cool.
play a big role in the no-till.
Mm. Yeah,
And I like this feature. It's so great. It's so ducking great.
they are a very big part of the real world version of Terra Life, I guess, aren't they?
Yes.
Have I told you the story of when I first saw you post about Terra Life?
No.
It's a lot like when I first discovered Maize Plus. And I think because you first posted about Terra Life at some point in FS19, and someone shared I think it was a Facebook post someone shared, and I saw that and thought, wow, that's going to be so complicated. I'm never going to want to use that. Very much
And-
like I used to think about Maize Plus.
I just wanted to say it. Now you are the British god of mysteries.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a thing.
Pete, depending. The thing with the whole moisture system is we were driven a little bit by Modell Eicher with being not happy with less than perfect. So we spend a lot of time thinking about making it more perfect than it was in seasons. That means that we have smaller ditches where we can measure the moisture. But we came to the conclusion that it's better to have at least the season feature as it was back in 19 or 17, back in the game, and to start on top of that for the next farm sim, to have it basically that we have the basic or the base installed. That means we could do something like the moisture tester. So it would have the same effects on a map base, so to say, on the whole map. We wanted to make it per square meter or something like that. Now we have not just the seasons features where the moisture plays a role. It's also with the soil compaction, in and how far we can implement it for the crops. We don't know yet, because it's really all coming down to the beta streams. That means when we start the beta streams, we have much more in as we plan to have at that point, but we will not have in everything, because when we will see then how much the game can take. That means we will stay on the FS19 or FS17 seasons basis. So that means normally, yes, there should be a measurement device that is working the same way as it did. But with all the aspects, what comes on top, I cannot say yet. So I mean, it was a very long answer for a very short question, but there are so many aspects on this. It's very hard to say yes or no, because it depends. It always depends. But at least it should be like the compressor for the tire pressure that Wobster had in FS 17, 15 with the soil compaction mod. Such basic things like that should be in. Slowly, yeah.
You're going to pick up the cover crop question as well. I did flash up the
but
list of them that are included in the map at the moment.
there are very different cover crops. So just we have 10 or 12 different cover crops that include stuff for usage of feeding. For example, clover grass is also a cover crop. It's a greening for in between. We have the Maize Pro. We have stuff that you plant before potatoes, before carrots, before maize, before sugar beet. We got summer greening. We got winter greening. We got flower greenings for the fields around. I think it's 12, 15, something like that. And if you go on the DSV page, the DSV UK page, you can basically go through the Terra Life mixtures that they have, and the major ones we will have. The crop rotation mod go to try, yeah, if it's not done by us, yeah, or they will edit it. I don't know.
With how many crops there are anyway, the crop rotation mod won't support all of those unless they do a Terra Life specific update.
Yeah,
Because it only supports base game crops.
Yeah, I think we have around 70 crops. There are 10, 12, 15 grass types, 10, 12, 15 cover crops. We have, as I said before, we have summer wheat, summer barley. We have sugar beet, fodder beet. We have 2 types of potatoes. We have 2 types of carrots. We have oh, what was it called?
Which one?
Moisture? Nee, moisture is Senf. Rainer. Mustard. Yeah, thank you. We have mustard. We're thinking about other stuff. The problem is really also with that we need to have certain areas covered, and afterwards, if they are covered and implemented, we can increase. But doing textures and the crops is unbelievable much work. The growth system on its own is it's grown from 800 lanes or something that the base game has. If it has that much, I don't know.
Probably about that.
It's up to 20,000 lanes at the moment. And if you think, why is this possible? It's because we have 48 weeks, not 12 months. We have 48 weeks. Every week, a crop can grow. Every crop has 31 growing stages. I leave you with that.
Yeah.
That means all have different textures, of course, right? So just multiply and just try to make one crop with one texture and one implementation in the growth, and then you can multiply it by on how long the guys are already sitting on this stuff.
Yeah. And how much work it is to try and test all of that as well.
Yeah, the potatoes will be one early, like the early potatoes, and the other will be industrial potatoes, like stock potatoes or
The rest like a feed potato.
how are they called? I think in Britain it's chips, right? The pommes.
Yep.
That means 5 days a month. No, 4 days a month minimum, because you got 28 days divided by 7 is 4.
And that minimum is hard coded.
Yes.
So you won't be able to go less than 4. And I'm assuming it will be locked to multiples of 4. Because otherwise the things will break.
Yeah, there are certain things that are in adjustment at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can set it to 4. So I'm assuming that we will have 4, 8, 12. No, 12. Not.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Or maybe no. Yeah, yeah.
No,
12
no,
should
no,
work.
no, 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 no. 4. Wait.
He's even left the door open for me.
And you left the engine running.
I was
You
actually
can-
assuming you wanted me to drive it somewhere.
Oh yeah. Back to the other field that we have to do.
I am not going to be able
No,
to.
no, no. But I know. But please put it there.
Which-
It's the field 31. It's 2 fields above. That means
Okay.
you have to go. Yeah, 44. There's someone there. You can park it.
Just past 44, I guess.
Yeah, past 44, then left, and then at the end, and there. No, wait. Divided by 7. 4 days means. 8 days means. Yeah, 4, 8. I think that's it, right?
I get 16. I'm not sure. My brain's too tired to work out if you can do 12.
There are much brighter heads in our team thinking about this stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, and I'm sure folks like Nike Cloak are making sure that it's all going to work.
Yeah, at the moment, Braven and
Yeah.
Chisel and Avimupi are
Yep.
thinking their heads together because there's so much depending on it. I mean, the whole new animal system. Guess what? The feeding per month, the needs per day.
Yeah.
It's all affected. So, but this means now there is a complete new possibility on how we can display plant growth, crop growth.
Yeah. It's much finer, isn't it?
Yeah. So there is really a lot going on, and I mean, people will see when we start showing this stuff, they will understand on how much work it might be, or they might understand, and why it is taking so long, and why there can be a possibility of really bad things happen.
And why we won't be encouraging or teaching people how to edit it.
Yeah. Is it getting bigger than Maze Plus?
That the amount of feed that they need is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. The amount of feed is realistic in Maze Plus, so there is no change in that. What a cow needs for 4 weeks is what a cow needs for 4 weeks. This is why I'm laughing. It's still people thinking that the formerly 1 day month, 1,000 cows, 10 hectare, 1 time per year feeding is the regular one. No, that is the crappy vanilla game one. Maze Plus Animal Food Edition, that's realistic amount. The 4,500 liters for a Holstein full into milking is the absolute realistic amount of food.
It's the bit that's changing is the amount of things you need to feed them.
Yeah, and the ingredients are, we are at 500 or 600 fill types at the moment, including the animals. We can now do with a much finer separation. Say what food goes to what slider we have. I mean, you can show them the sliders that we have at the moment.
I'm just trying to get down this lane, and then I will quickly do that, and then I am going to stop.
So we have I think possible are at the moment 30 or 40 sliders. Possible are endless, but possible in the way of making it work, so that you guys get ahead on it.
There we go.
But now the way we can, just go through the sliders a little bit.
I'm just going to scroll. I guess the important thing as well is to click on them and show what the different things that make those up as well. which may change, as with everything else.
Oh, you're still at the harvester, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will go and pick you up. Then you can ride with me home. So you have at least 2 minutes of relaxing.
Yeah. So you can see
But
lots of
I pick you up
bars.
at the front of the road because I can't go with the trailer in there and turn. So that means that the whole feeding and everything that you can grow needs much more thoughts than before. And the feeding from the 80 lines of animal food that you have at the moment with Maze Plus, we will be up to 3,000 or 4,000 lines. We will have a separated cow, pig, horse, sheep in separate animal foods. So yeah, it's huge. It's
Yeah.
really
And again,
huge.
it's not one that most people should be thinking about doing like they would in Maze Plus and editing it. It's
Yeah, I think it's a bad idea to.
It's going to be much easier to break things if you do that.
Oh, I wanted to open the door for you. Now you already hopped in. I'm not sure if I can close the door because your buddy is in front of it. Wait, give me a sec. I try to.
I don't have the.
It's working.
Let's go home.
Yes, Terra Life will have its own homepage, its own wiki, and own short videos. It will be explained very well. Several YouTubers will do for the German, not several, a couple, meant by a couple too, will do authorized and published, well made tutorials on it, and our favorite English ambassador will do a lot on it. Our French partners from Simoniverse, Latik and Bruno, I guess they will do, and it will all be combined on the homepage and in the wiki.
Yeah, there's going to be lots of information.
And you will get it early on. So basically, when we start after the beta streams, when we start the showcase streams for the Holzer map, when we do the final testing for ModHub, we try to release it early so that you have maybe 2 or 3 weeks to read into it. My problem is that I'm moving exactly at that moment in the next couple of weeks, so I don't know on how much I can do really from the stuff that I wanted to do. Hopefully it all goes good and not bad, so but there should be a proper documentation for you guys.
The beta streams will start when we have the map ready. I don't think there's a definite date that we can say.
Yeah, there's a definite date because I said it because if we don't start then
Okay.
we can. So end September on beginning of October is the deadline for the beta streams. We don't have to be finished then, but it has to be at least a beta stream ready. So like this, we are on alpha streams and we have only 2% of the whole Terra Life stuff in here. Yeah, so there's things that we can show, and there will be still things that come in will be implemented. But this is a really must-have start in September with the streams.
Yeah, and not long, Pete. Basically, when Paul gets me back to the yard, I'm going to stop because I'm exhausted. So feel free to go if you need to.
Go out of my way. Oh, come on, in my trailer.
Oh. No one saw anything. It was fine.
I know that you just pointed the camera on it.
No one saw anything.
Yeah. you know that I got a brain and a remembrance like an elephant, right?
Yeah.
At the moment, Model Aisha really tastes it because Karma is a bitch and she's my girlfriend. Karma is my girlfriend. Trust me.
You always show up when I make mistakes. So.
No, I don't. That's not true. I don't.
You did when I got stuck in here. And then you
Yeah, I
helped
did
me
it.
by holding the tractor or the harvester or whatever it was.
Yes, I did it exactly on a joke basis one
Yeah.
time, but I'm not running to it
No,
when something happens
that's
because
true.
this is something. Yeah, this is something that
That's true.
Model Aisha does. Or, but when I want to do something like that, he just switches to black screen.
Yeah.
He did on Chicho. It was really annoying. So it's yes, you can do this joke one time, but not constantly. So
Yeah.
and I don't do that constantly because it's annoying. And also if always pointing out, right? No one wants to do that. I'm not sure if I can open the door. Wait, give me a second. Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Thank you for the ride back.
Whoa, I got thrown. Look where I'm standing. I got thrown up a little bit.
I think that was a bit of fun.
No, the tires are not off the ground. It's a little bit looking the way because of the shading, but
Yeah.
they are flattened. I got them with less tire pressure. I can pump them up if you want to. If you want to see that they are actually well
You've got
balanced.
to pump it up.
Pump up the tire. Pump it up.
There we go.
They were at 1.3 bars, so they were not low pressured, but the farm sim does it a little bit low pressured. And this ground type here is very sad and bad to stand with tires on them.
I hope you didn't have those tire pressures too low for the road trip back.
No, it was at 1.3. It was totally okay.
Okay, good.
I normally don't drive at 1.8 at all. It's way too high. But funny enough, I put in tire pressure in a trailer. Wait, is there one here? No. In a trailer, and when I decreased the pressure, I couldn't move the trailer anymore. It went so deep that I don't know if it went below the ground or what happened.
Yeah.
I couldn't move it anymore.
I think it's just a weird visual effect that you're seeing, Pete, because if I stand in the right place, the back tires kind of look like they're not really sitting properly on the ground.
Yeah, it's because of the shadow, because there's a little itsy bitsy teeny bit of shadow missing.
There.
In front of it is a shadow, then is no shadow, and then a shadow again. And so it's with this ground type here, with this, I don't know how they call these stones. In German, it's Rasengittersteine. So
yeah, I don't know.
I think the texture is hasn't got the right or correct height map.
The texture looks like it's missing some shadows as well. It looks very flattened.
Yeah, the height map is not correct. And when you, for example, when you go on potato dams with a tractor, you place it right on the dam, and then you change direction on how you view, then you can see like that the dams are moving. It's because of this height map stuff. So it's we have to take it. It's a game.
Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, I am going to call it a night because I need to sleep. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you, Paul. Say good night,
You are
Paul.
welcome. Thank you for say good night, Paul.
And night, Rainer.
I'll be back.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
You dum-dum, you give me gum-gum.